no one said anything naughty.
That was probably the opener. Hi, and welcome back to NerD&D, where us, your nerd theorists, are playing D&D as we do as often as we can. I know it's been a little while, but it's a very busy time of year for us all. But we've tried our best to make sure everyone's all together because things are getting juicy in-game for they've finally made it to the Alzidora capital. But we'll get into that when we recap. But for now, Dave, what is the channel news?
Channel news, okay. Basically, we've started playing Magic again, so most other things have fallen by the wayside.
We've been building decks, build decks, more decks.
We have been building a lot of decks, and when I could have been video editing the other day, I spent the time on Discord with Andrew just talking over deck upgrades. So sorry about that. Content is reduced. However, the two games that are up, if I do say so myself, are magnificent. Especially game number 2. I mean, game number 2 was glorious. You can't deny game number 2 was one of the finest games I've ever played.
That was a great game to watch.
That was
it did
just,
win,
yeah. It was very swingy.
It did, but anyone could have won it. That's the thing, though.
Yeah, it was utterly gorgeous. Game 3 will be out next week, so catch up on that.
Game 3 is a great game.
Yeah, game 3. I'm game 3. What about that one? So in addition to that, we'll try and get you some more content, but I've been very busy with work, and Gaz has been very busy 3D printing a ruined battle damaged city for a future project of ours, and writing himself a tabletop RPG, as you do in your spare time. So we will have more for you, but in the meantime, come and watch us play Magic. It's really good.
It is absolutely amazing. So yes, unless there's any other announcements, which I don't think we have.
I think we're pretty good.
I think we're pretty good.
Again,
congratulations.
Yeah.
You need to stop it.
Alzidora.
So, previously on Hatheria, you're no longer in Hatheria. Previously in Alzidora, yes, you. As a group, you have managed to make your way over the Arberath mountains through what is now a lair of fog giants, which was previously the Grommune.
In my home.
It's not your home anymore. It's the home of the fog giants.
You fog giants.
But you managed to fight your way through, get your way over the Arberath mountains into Alzidora, where you have been, on a couple of occasions now, met by an ambush of Hathen forces.
Yeah, they got fucked up.
They did, but they gave it a good effort for a scouting force meeting against you guys. Yeah, that was they did all right.
Spoiling for a fight on the way down the mountain.
It's true. But
They pissed off the wrong.
you also managed 3 times now, because you also made it to a nearby farmstead, which they had an ambush laying in wait for you. And from that point on, they were incredibly grateful for having rid these Hathens from their farm, but still wanted rid of you as quickly as possible for you being outsiders, and pretty much the reason why they were there. So, having then let you stay the night in one of their barns, kicked you out, and set you on your way towards the capital of Alzidora, which was Kator. So, yes, you spent a couple of days' worth of travel to get to the outskirts of Kator. So, for those of you who weren't there, Dave, and just as a quick recap, I'll give you another description of the capital. So, most of the buildings that you're on the outskirts of it, I mean, a lot of these buildings you are coming up against, they're all very smooth, walled buildings, fairly modest, but there's nothing ramshackle. They all seem very well looked after, and all of which seem to be in kind of very warm colours, some oranges, some reds, occasional yellow here and there, but on the warmer side.
Imagine Milton Keynes.
It's probably
nothing like that.
it's nothing like
Satan's
that at all.
labor.
Nothing like that.
I was like, where are you going with that? No. So then you can see in the distance that some buildings start to get more prominent as they look towards the centre, but the skyline is dominated by a singular tower which juts out of the city, and on top of this is what Thunder described as the beacon, and it is just pulsating with light. I mean, it's fairly early morning because you camped not far outside of town, but it's just pulsating with light, and it casts this warm light across the entire city. But Meridian can see with his special cloak that he can see the energies from the ethereal plane being drawn into it, very reminiscent of a certain artifact you recovered from, for Leetern. But seemingly on a much, much bigger scale. So, and yeah, it's a white tower, so it very much stands out against all these colours of warm colours around you.
Am I right in thinking we knew that stone was one of a set, didn't we?
Yes.
When we got it for Leetern.
Yeah,
You did.
we'd identified it.
Did we know it was
Okay.
one of a set, or did we know that it was a shard?
Oh, maybe that was it.
It was a shard, but you didn't know if it was one of many shards or whether it was. You didn't know what the situation was at all.
But this is, compared to what I saw looking at that, this is, like you say, a much bigger scale.
Yes.
Well, I definitely think we need to mention that to the king, that we happen to give him this gem. Is probably a good idea.
Yeah, didn't know what we were doing.
Maybe
boss,
say
sorry.
stolen from us is probably the better way of putting
That's
it.
a better way of
Stolen.
phrasing
It was stolen from us. It was.
Yeah.
Sort of.
We recovered it. and then
Acquired
it
in
was nicked off.
underhanded means. There's a lot
You
of
handed
deceptive-
it over under a contract
Smoke and
which you got
mirrors.
paid for.
Huh.
Yes. But he doesn't know that.
No, you can just tell him you got nicked.
Could we flash back to the night before?
Absolutely, yes,
Right,
if you
our little
wish.
Conversation. So all sat by the fire.
Yeah, you were camped out a little outside of the city.
Yeah.
What were you doing?
So Hector will address everybody. So guys, we're gonna we're gonna get to the capital tomorrow. I don't know why, but I feel like we need a plan. Like we're not all just gonna burst in there, vomit, soup, everything that's happened. That's just gonna look unprofessional. So we're gonna meet the royalty. We gotta go with some sort of coherent way of phrasing what's happened. I'm no wordsmith.
If I didn't know better, I'd say you'd grown some common sense, lad.
Well, I feel it's been around you guys. I feel it's rubbing off on me.
Finally, it's taken long enough. Aye, right. Well, I mean, you're not wrong, and I mean, we've got our Alzidora and a friend here. He'd probably be able to help us introduce the matter, but I feel that we
Yes.
need to explain our plight a little bit more.
It's got to come from one of us, and I myself, I feel, Mr. Scythe, Mr. Meridian, Mr. Wilhelm Trevelyan.
Aye,
It's
yeah.
probably our man
I'm
of
the
the
skin in the
hour.
game here.
He's
Yeah, I
a
think he
man
knows
of
best.
many names.
What say you?
While you're obviously, aiming this conversation at Meridian, he is just absolutely mesmerised by this glowing orb. Can't seem to take his mind. I take it we can see it from where we are.
Depends if you're having it in the night before or whether you're having the
it's the
conversation
night
at the
before,
outskirts. You wouldn't have been able to see it from where you camped.
All right. So he isn't mesmerised by it at all. He's just sat there.
Just staring
Not
into
quite how
space.
tall it
He's
was.
just not listening. It's just what?
I'll kick his foot. Meridian, what say
Yeah.
you?
If I must, I suppose. I guess I am the most
And we're telling
Well,
him everything. All right, what do we tell him about the shard?
Well, look, I can share the details on the war machines and all that sort of stuff. But I think the more serious, the machinations of this and the reasoning behind it, I think Meridian is the man.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
I mean, we're absolutely not going to tell him everything.
We're heading straight to the palace when we get there, right? What do we reckon? Go there, talk over. They might say, "Okay, you're gonna be guests of us, and you get special privileges in the city." I don't know. This could be.
Oh, we all get thrown into jail.
Maybe. Who knows?
Not
Under
again.
what sort
I
of,
like to think they're gonna trust us.
Yeah,
We're
well,
in Alzidora.
Thunder knows that it's not a palace as such; it's a seat of government. Whereas it is a president, and it's a voted-in president.
It's democracy.
But it's voted in for life, so it's
Okay.
yeah.
So under what
dictatorship.
sort of-
It's all right as long as you get a good one. What's this one like?
Thatcher.
As far as he's been aware, they've been all right as such. There's not. I mean, the land has been prosperous, but in very much like Hatheria, they've not gone outside of their borders. It's like, but they've focused on arts. You know, they as a culture, they very much are on the fulfillment of the cultural needs over
Art and entertainment.
over like any kind of higher echelons of greed and things like that. So
Do
all
we
in
know-
all, yeah.
Do we know if they still have like a standing army, or militia, or national
Gonna
guard?
say,
Yeah, I
focusing
mean-
on the arts probably wasn't the best idea. Focusing on the military might have been the best.
Thunder could tell you that they always had like some form of military, but they've not focused on it in a few hundred
Long
years.
time.
Yeah.
You
God,
know?
it's underfunded and undertrained.
But you go to Bard College and it's bloody fantastic.
I wish I had a gap year.
Yes, I mean, we'll be fine.
Thunder, you're gonna accompany us to see these people, right? You're not just gonna go straight off and find your mum. I know you want to see her real bad, but we really need your help on this.
So you talking to
Yes,
Thunder?
what you
Sorry,
look like.
I was just thinking. Oh, I missed who you were talking to, and I was thinking you were talking to somebody else. So you were talking to Thunder. That he doesn't know them as such. He doesn't know anybody in power, but he did communicate with them through the orb of scrylepathy. And yeah, so he has communicated with them, so there is a little bit of an in if you can actually get to them and talk with them, but he doesn't have any authority to be able to just walk in.
Yeah.
No, but
is
he is
it
gonna be
worth
with
letting
us.
them know we're here before we enter the city? Maybe book an appointment.
We could try. Can we? Have we got a scrying? Can we scry him again to let them know we're
I
here?
don't think he did. Oh, maybe did he do it in the morning after?
I get a feeling you might have done.
Yeah, I think he did it on. He did it on late. Yeah, I think he did. I think he did it on one of the generals or General Bengal or someone. I think that might be our
that's it.
question.
All right, fair enough. Well, we'll try what we can.
I'm sure it'll get. I'm sure word will get to them very quickly when we turn up with one Alzidoran and like
Yeah.
you know
Big
5
bunch of humans and a dwarf.
If they don't go over the borders, I imagine us lot turning up is going to be quite a shock.
So so we all go to sleep and flash forward and we're at the door.
Just before
I
we
will
go,
just
Thunder,
finish tweaking my spell refueling ring. I'll have had it emptied the day before, and before I go to sleep, I'm just going to cast 2 spells into it.
Thunder, how do I
top it
address
up.
your president? What's the
That's a very
protocol?
good question.
What was that? Sorry.
How do
I
I
can
address
address the
the president? What's the protocol
president?
for?
Madam, I suppose.
I was going to say it's a
He's-
woman. Calling
yeah.
the Mr. President is going to go down really bad.
Yeah, it's woman. Yeah, it's President
It might be a
Armina.
woman, but president is a masculine term, so we're going to
Meridian, remember to not say "here, mate"
be an idiot.
before you start
Yeah.
talking to him.
Yeah, mate. What, geezer?
No, then.
How you doing, lad? Yeah.
All right.
So, you were on the edge of the city. What were you actually doing?
Does it does it have
we were
walls? Is it
approaching.
a walled city, or are
No,
we in
it
the
is not a
outskirts?
walled city. You're just
Oh,
on
Meridian-
the
Meridian is currently
outskirts
mesmerised by
of
the
where
glove.
buildings start. You're getting more and more buildings building up. You can tell there's more of community areas. A few
Well,
like
they really weren't worried about getting attacked, were they? No walls.
I'm gonna try and put my spear and shield like sort of away so it doesn't, so we don't, so I don't look menacing. I'm gonna try and look as least menacing as I possibly can.
Yeah,
in
I'll
plate
do it.
armor.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you're 6'5", plate armor. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll
not
do the same as well. 6'5", wearing just a loincloth and yeah.
just weapons.
yeah.
That's it. Absolutely, yeah. You
And by
can.
this point, I've now got a beard because I'm not in the military
Yeah.
anymore, so
And I
I've
was
let it
going
all
to say,
grow
and I
out.
bet you're covered in scars as well.
Probably.
Will be, yeah.
Well, yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Hector's got a fair few.
Yeah,
but
you've
you're
got
not
armor on, lad.
naked.
I've been naked this entire time, apart from my loincloth. I've definitely got some scars.
Well, I mean, yeah, you probably both have. But anyway, regardless, you've got yours, I'm sure. That you are starting to say you start walking through the outskirts of the city. The buildings start getting built closer and closer together as you wander through. You are drawing attention as people are starting to go about the business. The few people setting up the occasional roadside stall selling fruit or anything else.
There's
Just
nobody
basic.
setting up any like basic barricades or anything, is there?
No.
No.
Okay.
No sign.
So there's no sign of like them being on any sort of war footing. Like
None that you can
Lovely.
see, no.
I have no idea.
While we're walking in, have noticed that basically Meridian keeps bumping into people because he's looking up there.
I'll
No,
tap
I'm
Meridian
alright.
on the back
I'm
of the head.
covered in
No,
eyes.
come on, lad, bloody focus.
I'm covered in eyes.
so
It's
I'll-
true.
Be like,
I'll nudge him and say, "Hey, what is it? What's that?"
this thing. Well, I say, what can you see at the top of that tower, Grom?
What can I see? Ordinary eyes.
Ordinary eyes, it's very much like incredibly tall lighthouse with kind of a bulbous top that comes to a point. But then from within that is a gentle pulsating glow, but it's powerful enough to cast a warm light all the way across the city.
Right. I see what looks to be a giant sex toy with a little tip.
I was gonna say.
But it, I don't know. What can you see?
Well, imagine. It's so hard to describe. Have you ever seen Ghostbusters?
Are you?
Um,
I've heard tell of it.
So the
Are
stone
you
that we
using
recovered.
your cloak? for
Yes.
this?
The
Hang
stone
on one
that we-
second. I've got the monocle on.
Ah, yeah.
What
Does that let you see into the ethereal realm?
Yes, it's see invisibility basically, so it's the same principle. I will confirm it, but
Because I know his cloak specifically says can see into the
No.
ethereal realm.
invisible creatures and objects, if they're visible and I can see into the ethereal plane, ethereal creatures and objects appear ghostly and translucent.
Okay, then yes.
Yeah.
You can then also see it. You can see
Okay.
these energies which are just flowing into this beacon.
Oh, gee,
Now
that's
they're both staring up
something
there,
else.
Seriously, lads, what are you
No,
both staring at? What's going on?
these
Now-
are very clever people.
Grom,
Ah,
correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't that exactly what the stone was doing when we got it? From
well, I mean, it might be. Now, using my sort of technical approach to magic, can I discern anything about what it might be doing just by looking at the way it's flowing?
By all means, make an Arcana check.
First roll of the night.
First roll.
Yeah, kind of nice. Dirty 20. 12 and an 8.
You can't tell. You're quite far off from it as right now.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot of energy which is flowing into there.
So, just looking at the way it interacts with the plane, would it be fair to say it's acting like a siphon? It's sort of drawing it into this plane?
Yeah, it very much like the smaller one did. It's drawing energy in from the ethereal plane. You're uncertain whether it does it to other planes as well as. But it seems to be all you can see is into the ethereal plane. So you can see that it's drawing this energy in for use for something. You don't know what. But the shard you recovered just did it innately. It wasn't activated. It wasn't. That's just what the item did. And you're assuming that if this is any similar, that it would just do that naturally, not being made to do it.
Right. Okay.
Whether they're then harnessing it, you don't know.
Yeah,
Giant Asgardian shield generator.
But it is very much just taking that and channeling it somewhere, isn't it? It's very pretty.
Two possibilities. One, they have this big version of the stone, or possibly the stone was a shard of this thing, or there are more than one stone up there and there's a collection of stones and they're all doing the same thing. They have no idea what they are. They thought they were pretty, they let off a light and they put them up there. Or
they created them and they know exactly what they're doing.
Yes.
I'm gonna go out on a limb
not
and
as
say
defenseless as they're making out, because if that thing is as powerful as I think it is, they don't need walls.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was just thinking.
Alright, well, just imagine how powerful that thing is in Lee Turn's hands. Now, I can only think, still staring up at it, that there's a reason he's coming here. And if them two things is the same, and that's the reason he's coming here.
Absolutely.
I definitely think we need to tell them about the stone.
I can't imagine that the reason that Alzidora is being invaded by Hatheria is for land. There is more than enough land in Hatheria. There is no other reason why they would invade. He's after that.
Let's face it, Leah doesn't give a shit about land because, I mean, Hatheria has now been left to zombies and destruction and death. So
that's an excellent point. He's absolutely abandoned it.
Doesn't give a
It's
shit.
Personal quest. Whatever he's after right now hinges on that.
So the best thing we can do is be.
I mean, I get my bag of holding out and I sort of compare. I don't think it'll fit. I don't think I can make a bigger one of these.
You're an engineer, Grom. How many bags of holding would we need?
Oh, I mean,
to sew together to make one gigantic bag of holding.
Stick me through approximately how big
Then
does
Cadell
that
does
thing
not
look
know
to be? Approximately how big does it look?
Can we make a warehouse of holding?
You're quite far away, but
right, we're getting off subject here, right? We need to. I can't believe I've just said that. Me saying we're getting off subject. I think,
Cadell, no, just Cadell, just pipe down a minute. This is interesting. He's asked me. Look, I've got to work it out now, and just get me trigonometry set out and.
No, I'm literally going to batter both of them on the back of the head and go, "Focus, lads! Fuck's sake!"
Cadell, when you give someone a clip round the ear hole, that's the equivalent of being run over by 4 shire horses in a cart.
Yeah, just don't do that again, lad. You feel
like
come on,
seriously.
Sorry, what were they setting up on the stall? Sorry, Hector's not been paying attention to any of it. What were the people setting up on the stall?
There's a few stalls. There's some that are just like fruits, or there's some that is just.
Is it fruit Hector's never seen before? Is it fancy Alzidoran fruit?
It's not that exotic, no.
As.
Yeah.
No, we haven't gone into
a little disappointed.
Plums,
We have that in Hatheria.
We need to go in and find the merchant quarter. That's what we need.
In Hatheria. No, we need to go. As much as I want to shop, you're right. We need to go in there and tell them what's happening.
We did.
Coming from. We didn't shop later, and if we tell them now, you never know. They might let us in the armory.
I know, but if we miss shopping, I'm going to be annoyed.
Just refresh my memory, because I'm awfully self-concerned, and haven't really paid any attention to anything that's been going on for the last couple of weeks. When we scryed the president, and Thunder told her exactly what was coming, did they have any? I mean, there's no preparation at all, is there? They don't seem to be.
Nothing you can see.
Yeah, so even
they might have sent it. They might have sent it. We don't know. We need to get to them and ask.
But we've been ambushed twice by Hatherian soldiers since we crossed the border.
In Alzidora as well.
Surely they must have some sort of scouting parties. They must be aware of what's coming. So are they that confident in their own ability, or are they that dense that they just don't?
Well, this is what we need to find out. We're just talking. Maybe
it's hubris. Come on, let's go and find out. Let's go talk to him.
There's somebody who thinks they're that powerful that they don't need to bother.
Brom, you're forgetting that Hector's here. You're gonna have to stop using these long words. The poor guy. That's the second time he's off looking at plums. One syllable.
I've tried to eat plums before. These are not new plums.
These are common plums. These aren't. I expected Alzidoran plums to have horns. This is boring.
Tiny little horns.
And I'm going to stroll up behind Hector and put my arm on his shoulder and go, "Come on, lad. Normal plums. Let's go."
I'm so tempted just to cast Reduce on Cadell just to walk off and make him small, but I'm going to resist.
He was looking for mushrooms. We all know he was looking for.
Make me small. I still batter you in the balls. Haroken.
If you close it down, it'd be easy to reach him.
So you carry on strolling down the street.
Let's move on, please.
Line to Parliament. Yeah.
Okay, you're heading straight to the centre of the capital.
On the way, do we notice any sort of like
route on the way and anything interesting?
Do we notice any like
the people?
Yeah.
Oh,
sorry,
we're
one
the
thing at a
only
time.
humans. Sorry.
You are the only humans. Excuse me.
Any other race here, though?
Or is it just all Alzidorans?
There's only Alzidorans. There's only tieflings. Yeah.
On the way through, as we're walking past, do we notice any sort of like artisan quarter or merchant quarter or like any shops with jingly bells outside? Or
no.
Just for later on.
You start getting towards more of a central. I mean, you get like maybe an hour's worth of walking through this city. I mean, it's big.
Like 3-4 miles.
It's a big city. It's pretty big. I mean, what they tend to do is have like lots of small villages, which is then just kind of all clumped together into this one massive city. And so each kind of residential area will have their own
markets.
Yeah, their own little stalls, like you said, like you passed. They'll have like little stalls set up on the streets. They'll have their own little shops and things on little high streets, basically dotted about here and there. And there's no kind of massive shopping centres or as such.
No Arndale.
But you start getting towards the centre of the city, and the buildings start getting bigger. And what you realise is, as you start getting towards the centre, it's like everything residential has these wonderful orangey, warm colours to them. And then you get towards more public buildings, which have some blues to them, like cooler colours. But there's only one white building, and that is the tower in the centre.
Rash is currently doing notes.
Yep.
Cool. So,
have we seen any artisans? Anyone crafting anything? Any blacksmiths? Any on the way?
You'll have seen a few blacksmiths, but they're functional blacksmiths. They're not weaponsmiths. They craft horseshoes or tools for farming.
He's looking out for them all and walking out. I let Cadell walk in front of me, and I just take my hammer and I poke him in the back of the kneecap with it. Sort of make him go down to my level a bit. I'm like, look, listen, hey, I don't think we want a shop right now. We're the only people who look like us or in fact remotely like anything other than a tiefling in this whole godforsaken city.
I know. I was just thinking for later.
Let's talk to them in charge. They'll tell us where to go. Come on.
Yeah, true. All right, yeah, you've got a good point. Okay. All right.
As you've kind of mentioned that,
about.
you notice that as you've been walking through, you are getting a lot of attention.
Yeah.
There's nothing aggressive. It's just a lot of humans. Make a perception check.
While he's doing that, I'll turn to the nearest one to me that's looking a bit surprised, and very much like Mick Dundee and Crocodile Dundee too, I'm just going to shake their hand. Nice to meet you. I'm Gromson, formerly of the Grommune. It's very nice to be in your city.
Sorry, what was your roll, Hector?
13.
13. No, you don't see anybody following you?
Surely wouldn't Meridian pick up on someone following us if we were being followed? He's got 360 vision, hasn't he?
Yeah, not necessarily though. My
horrendously unobservant.
His passive perception is terrible.
My passive perception isn't very good. If there was someone,
anything.
invisible following us, or someone from the inferior realm following us, I'd be all over it. But a proper visible human, no idea.
Or Alzidoran.
Or an Alzidoran, yeah.
Yeah. So,
Is that a government building?
yeah, you start getting further in. You start passing. Generally, the people, as I say, Grom, you've been shaking the hands of lots of people. Sometimes just generally can pick up on your demeanour, shake your hand, but start talking back in Abyssal.
Which I understand.
Which you do.
Abyssal?
Infernal. Was it Abyssal? No, wrong one, was it? Which one did we say? Infernal, sorry. Not Abyssal. Yes. Wrong one. Infernal.
Yeah, and I'm greeting them in their own language as well, so I'm,
Yeah, that's absolutely fine, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they do, generally speaking, everybody is very... when they say you're getting attention, it's just a surprise. And as far as... and as long as tieflings live for, which is not massively different to humans, that... they've never seen a human or a dwarf, as far as what you've gathered.
What is the average age of a tiefling?
What a lifespan? It's not too far different from a human.
Right, okay.
I don't think from off the top of my
head.
I thought it
was longer.
Yeah, it's much longer.
Is it?
They're adult at 60, old at 200. Hang on a minute. No, bear in mind this is a World Anvil link, so let's just go to a more official one.
Yes. Because it's not the way that we built it with Thunder, anyway.
Yeah, well, in that case, it's this world, it's your rules. Yeah,
no. Certainly the way I discussed it with John when he was creating Thunder, we never discussed it as being that old.
Yeah, I'm the only granddad in this party.
So yes, they don't live that long. They're very similar to humans. We'll say they live maybe slightly longer on average, but nothing spectacular.
All right, okay, yeah. So yeah, commonly according to 5e, it's 150 years is very, very, very old.
Yeah.
So yeah, they live a bit longer than humans, but not.
Yeah, not massively.
Given their military prowess, I imagine it's probably a lot lower than that.
So, Thunder starts leading you through the town, and he starts going like, oh yeah, it's like over in the that way. I knew some people who used to live down there, and I used to love the market down here. Used to have some really good fish, and it's just like I
got laid over there many times.
Yeah, it's just stuff like this. I used to busk on this corner, which is a great corner for busking on. And just shit like that. But he's generally leading you through the centre like a tour guide, and you get to a large like a town square, effectively, but it's a city. It's much bigger. That on one end is a very grand-looking building in kind of muted blue hues to it. But it's he's just saying that this is the seat of government, and there are guards outside.
Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. Right.
Anything else in this square?
Shows the way in, and
there's
yeah.
well not. You can tell from here that the tower is not too far away.
Okay.
And there's a few. Like there's the library, there's it's a small library because from what Thunder was telling you, there's a library built into the tower.
Bless you.
That'll be where the good stuff is.
And so yes, there's a very much a public library in this
just
square.
for later, I'd like to know the lay of the land.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean there's obviously lots of little shops and market stalls. There's some clothiers putting out their wares, and like lots of like silks and things. Cloth ears, yeah. There's people selling cloth ears.
Are there any exotic looking fruit that I can see as we walk in?
Actually, no.
Fruit?
I know.
I was just wondering that as well. Like,
the fruit is
treat
what
Hector if I found something. Just buy him a
fruit
you
that
know.
looks
no.
like
The fruit is
Hold on, hang on. How bad do we all look? We've been through the ringer a bit.
you have
yeah, we're
quite
sweaty
a lot.
and we're covered in shit.
You've been marching for several days in armor. And the armor, which has probably got bits of bloodstains on them, like dings in it, and
Have we passed any sort of clover?
yeah, quite a few.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd just be like, whoa, stop, guys. just take a look at each other. We look like absolute shit.
No. We look serious. We look like we mean business.
We're about to be the president and the people in charge.
All right, here's my question. If we go to meet the people in charge and we're in new clothes that we've stopped by and had tailored to fit us, because they're very tall people, are they going to appreciate the fact that we have a sense of urgency?
Or are they going to walk in and just
shit,
stinking and bloodied and battled, and yeah, we're going to look.
Okay, you have points. As we were.
We'll shop later.
We'll shop later. We'll get a bath later.
It's just walking past these shops, going, "Ooh, fruit stall," and I was like, "Ooh, a clothes shop."
I mean, at least if we get there looking like
First impressions mean a lot.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, at least if they see this, then at least it seems we've got some sort of.
To be fair, I've got a cool new cloak that I'm rocking.
I know. I like the idea that we all look absolutely rough, but Hector just comes in a brand new suit with a neckerchief, eating a plum.
Your cream suit.
Isn't that the sort of thing the bard does?
While they're all chit-chatting, I'm just going to approach the guards on the gate and beckon Thunder to come with me, and then just say good morning in Infernal and explain that we've been speaking with the leadership and bring grave tidings from across the border.
And these guards who are stopping you from entering, just kind of look at each other and just be very much you're right. It's like
no.
You bunch
Seriously?
of outsiders.
Aye, no, we've been racing an army from Hatheria to try and warn you. This lad here has been speaking via magic device with your good Madam President, and we're here to offer assistance and bring grave tidings of a massive army and engines of war. We've already encountered outlier units on the way here. Some of their blood, as you can see, is splashed delicately across my brow.
We've got to trust you.
Well, I mean, we'll wait here, but I do believe someone should probably check in with your
Name.
your leaders.
Name.
Aye, sorry. Name? Gromson. Aye. Oh, formerly of the Grommune. We've had history. But
he
most
leans
recently,
behind
Thunder.
him while you were mid-talking and gestures to somebody a little further in, and they potter off.
Tell them there's a Trevelyan here too.
I was going to say, yeah, maybe you should have mentioned Meridian.
Well, he asked for my name first. It just occurred to me after.
Yeah,
You're the
he
one
was
talking to
speaking
him.
to the president.
Yeah.
The only one who speaks the language other than Thunder, apparently. So no one else speaks Infernal, do they?
They won't do now.
No,
How
I
did
don't.
Meridian converse with?
I didn't. It was Thunder.
Yeah.
I gave him the scrying stone.
Yep.
Yeah.
So a few moments pass, and
I've sat down and just been polishing my hammer.
there's a time and a place, but it's
I felt that was now, of course.
I'm sat
it's just in the town square. The guards will arrest you there and then.
Thunder's gonna cast enhance ability on Meridian and give him Fox Eagle Splendor, so he's got advantage on charisma checks for an hour.
Nice.
He'll pat him on the back and be like, "It is your time to shine, Mister."
I really hope that the leader speaks common.
The guy who a
Otherwise,
little
we
while
didn't think of
later takes about
He's not
10
of a
minutes
small
later,
force.
just leave you waiting, and then the guard who was sent away comes back. He said, "I have been told that you may all fuck off."
What? Hey, did they say we can fuck off?
Right. Meridian is just gonna walk straight up to the guard. How tall is this guard? Am I eye level? Am I taller?
How tall are you?
Meridian was the same as me, 6'2".
Yeah, you're about similar height.
And Meridian is aware that I'm not speaking the same language as them, and they're not speaking the same language as me.
Well, the guard who came out and told you that spoke in common.
He did.
Oh.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Okay. Right. I'm just gonna walk up and I'm just gonna put my hand on Grum's shoulder and to go. Clearly, no need for interpreters. And I'm just gonna.
At which point, Cadell is also just stepping up behind Meridian.
Nice.
Don't threaten him, lad.
Hector will flank him on the other side as well.
At which point, a lot more guards start drawing their weapons and stepping into the entranceway.
Still got my monocle open. I imagine it's taken us only less than an hour to walk into the centre. Or has it taken a while?
It's taken a while.
No, I said at least an hour,
yeah, it's worn off now.
All right. I don't have my monocle then. I was going to say, what can I see other than then? But
No, nothing.
while
It's
they're all
worn off.
flanking, yeah, I will. Let me have a look. Carry on. I'll think.
Well, they're just barring your passage and have, in no uncertain terms, told you to fuck off.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Is it?
well,
Did you say?
yeah,
Is it still morning?
Yeah, it's mid-morning.
Yeah. Okay. So I
It's late.
just put a hand on Grum's shoulder and say, "Clearly, no need for interpreters. My two bodyguards will flank me." And I'll just straight in his face, and I'll get uncomfortably close. Not just conversationally close. I
He
will
doesn't
lean
flinch
right-
at all.
No, I will lean right in. Apologies for my interpreter, but this is a matter of urgency. My name is Wilhelm Trevelyan. I am political attaché and sorcerer supreme from Angel Run. We have been in communication with your president regarding the imminent war with Hatheria. We need to speak to her immediately. Please
And
reconsider your latest suggestion and ask her to see us now.
and as he's tapped at me on the shoulder, I'll have just cast guidance into him.
Inadvertent.
Yeah.
Well, he's just like sighs again, nods to him to tell him to go back in, and he just goes, walks back in, clearly not wanting to have anything to do with you. Like, you may wait over there.
Very well.
Hector, while we wait, shall we go find some threads?
May not be a bad idea, Grom. They
May-
don't like us. They don't like
may
us
as
looking
well-
like this.
May as well have the conversation while we wait. At least get the measurements taken, you know.
So,
Maybe we should stick together for this.
We're in a square. We're not going anywhere out of sight. You know. Just
you can find
What-
plenty of
what
places
else?
on this square
What
that you
else is
can.
going on in this square? What? Yeah.
There's a few
Well, there's a library.
food places. There's a small library. You can find a place to buy clothes. That's fine. It's just a general city centre, effectively. So you guys go off. You can find a clothes shop. There's several to choose from.
Yeah.
There's depends what you're after. There's some that are very the Alzidoran smart attire, which, as you can see, is very much kind of double-breasted, but kind of the front one kind of overlaps all the way across and buttons down the side, which is very much and kind of I forget what they're called. Not a tie.
No tie.
Cravat.
Cravat is the word I was after.
Yeah.
Thank you. I'll just forget one of them. With a cravat, and that is generally their smart attire. Is what you can gather from the shop windows, because there's a place which kind of is dedicated to this kind of high-end smart attire. In this kind of square where the seat of government is, it's more top-end than you'd expect. You can travel a little away from the square and get just general clean attire.
What do you fancy?
entirely what you're
I
after.
don't know as we want to, turn out dressed in all of their culturally significant outfits. I think that might be offensive in its own self here.
No, Grom. We need to go. We need to go high end here. We need to be bells of the ball. We need to look the dog's cock. We've got to look the part. I have a feeling that all of it is in because we're covered in blood and guts.
Well, I suppose. I don't like to. I like to think that they'd be more, conscientious of the problem. But you might be right. This is a culturally significant place.
I'll approach one of these, the high-end person, and say, "Excuse me, do you
It's
take
like walking in.
Hatherian gold?"
It's like walking into a suit shop dressed as a chav.
I'll have a gold, a gold
And really
Hatherian coin
dirty
in my,
chav at
in
that.
my hand.
Yeah, you are filthy. Walk into this place and they just kind of look at you like, "Ooh, who's this strange, dirty man in armor that's waded
Dirty
in?"
man.
It's like, we take gold,
You speak the common tongue as well. Great.
of course.
How much to get me looking like the shit?
Like a shit.
You already look like
Yeah.
shit.
Already, mate.
Yeah,
Like
you
shit,
can tell
like
for a
the
moment he just goes, what? Because he doesn't quite translate it very well, and then he looks to his colleague and they was like, it's like, oh, all right. So there's like, for you're both.
And
Well, I
party.
mean,
And I'll point.
like,
I'll point out the other people.
And as they look out, there's just a really pissed off big guy stood here with his arms folded, like spitting
Like-
on the floor. Like,
Across the square. It's like, well, we would have to measure most of your colleagues. You, though, I think we may have something for you. You, my little friend, we may have to make something special for you. Not cheap.
Do you
not
have any,
not cheap.
child suits?
hey. Steady.
None that would fit him.
He's quite a fat child.
Just lap it on the arse as significantly as I can.
But if you're looking for something rather dapper, let me show you. He kind of looks up and down and goes, I know just the size. He goes and pulls off one just off the rack.
Dirty bastard.
And yeah, he's like, this I believe would suit you well. And yeah, it's very much a kind of reddy browns with kind of a gold trim around the collars. The buttons down one side are gold, and yeah, with kind of a short tail at the back of the jacket, in kind of a dark greens. It's a very kind of autumnal look to it.
Oh, nice.
What happened to meeting these guys looking rough as fuck? Like, why have we suddenly gone back to we're going to go dapper?
We got time to kill. It didn't work.
Yeah, but they're not going to make a suit up in half an hour, are they?
This would set you aside 200 gold.
Whoa.
Like I said,
without saying another word, Hector just backs out the ship. Like,
and they just put it back on the shelf.
it's, like I said, it's like a cab walking into like a London suit shop.
I'd love to see you come out of that though. Brand new suit, absolute immaculate. Still blood stains all over your face. Yeah.
Your hair's all sweaty and sticking to you, but you're in a nice suit. You're still stinking.
Fucking gold.
But wait a minute, don't you?
I think they saw us coming. Jesus.
What the fuck have they made that out of? Jesus Christ!
Gold is what they made that out of.
They're making some fucking gold out of it, aye.
Doesn't Hector have a stupid amount of money anyway?
I got a fair bit.
Yeah,
I don't want to spend 200 of it on it.
Yeah, I've got quite a lot of money,
suit,
but I'm not spending 200 gold on a suit that hasn't got any stats.
Yeah.
Okay.
It has got stats.
A suit
dope as fuck.
I was going to say,
Dope as fuck.
It gives you charisma +1.
Okay.
So yeah, you carry on looking around the square, and during this time, the chap comes back out and is whispers to the guard who's been keeping a firm eye on you, and you can see he just goes, you and you. He points to Meridian and Thunder. Only. Check weapons at the door.
Yes, sir.
The rest of you can either wait here or fuck off. I don't care.
Thunder will I'll hand the lyre to Hector and say, "Look after it, big man."
Hey, lyre doesn't count as a weapon. It's an instrument.
I'll be aware that it's his weapon.
Music for the president.
Flip the guard a condescending silver and thank him for his time, and then start walking out square.
You flick it at him, it just hits him and hits the floor. He doesn't even flinch, he doesn't take his eyes from you. He just watches you walk away.
I will leave it there and walk away.
Okay.
I'm just going to look at him and then spit on his boot and then turn around.
As we go in, I'm going to pick the silver up and put it in my pocket.
Thunder will turn to Meridian. Say, Mr. Meridian, how would I like to introduce you to the President, Madam President? Wilhelm Trevelyan or Mr. Meridian side?
No, let's stick to the script.
Go official.
Wilhelm Trevelyan. Yeah.
Okay. You got it.
There's a possibility they may have heard the name. If they've heard the name Meridian Sire, then we're fucked.
We are screwed.
Fair enough.
So yeah, the guard who's been ferrying back and forth with messages shows you in. Weapons We checked in.
In fact, do no memento. I'm not here anyway, am I? So, like,
they kind of look at you both.
I am the weapon.
They see your staff and is like, checked in.
You wouldn't deny an old man his walking stick, would you?
We're not fucking stupid.
They know.
Hand it over.
Work for Gandalf, for fuck's sake. Yeah,
Gandalf, you are.
It's clearly got runes down it.
Yeah. And it's got boomstick written in biro down the back.
So yeah, after you check in your weapons, and you're led through, you're taken inside and then up some stairs, and then to the back there's a reasonably sized double door, and which there's a couple of guards either side of it, and you just kind of nod. He nods to either one, knocks on the door, and waits for the shout from within to enter. And he opens it, and it opens up into it's a meeting room. So in this meeting room, there you can see an older tiefling, in a female tiefling in very smart attire, and yeah, who is a red tiefling. You have seen other colour tieflings, but this one is also red, like thunder. And she is alone in the room, but she has several bits of paper. But there's the long table in this sizable room, but there's nobody else there. She's just there, either whether she's stayed there after a meeting and just gone over her paperwork or whatever, but she's still sat in this room on her own.
Madame, I am Thunder. I have been the one you have been speaking to. I warned you via the telepathic communication. May I please introduce Mr.
Thrund. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you for permitting us this audience. I have here my companion, Mr. Wilhelm Trevelyan. He brings grave news from the region of Hatheria. Please, Mr. Wilhelm. This is Madame President. I've forgotten her name.
Meridian.
What's her name?
It's Armina.
Armina. This
Armina.
Is Madame President. Armina.
It's El Presidente.
He'll bow his head and like usher him forward. Seamless.
Yeah, no, I get it. So it's like
Sorry, I love the thought of him just going, "What's her name?" at the top of his
yes, President Armina. So it's like
will do a very overly exaggerated bow, properly sweep the cape around like he's meeting the king for the first time. And
Mr. Trevelyan.
Am I picking up anything with the cloak? Is there anyone else here that I can't that
Make a perception check.
Oh, new
Don't
dice.
forget you've still got guidance.
Do you remember when I rolled it before we started and I said it's a 4? Glad I got rid of that. It's a 4.
There you go. It's weighted to a 4. That's fine. So yes, your focus is entirely on this president. Even though she has not stood to greet you, her mere presence in the room is obvious. She's very good at what she does. So yeah, she sits there, kind of sits up towards you. Mr. Trevelyan, you informed us that you are here on official business as a diplomat of sorts. And yes, I did get your message, Thrund.
Look, I'll be totally straight with you. We're not here on official business. We're here on very personal business. The Sanctus Veritas has screwed us over, and we are angry, and we are out for vengeance. He and the army, and as far as we know, all of the armies in Hatheria are invading your country. They are already here. We have seen them. Past your borders, we have been ambushed twice by Hatherian soldiers. From what we know of Leithern, he is after whatever that thing is at the top of your tower. He has a shard of it or a smaller version of it, but there is no reason why he would need your land or your resources. He is coming for that, and we are coming for him, and we are here to help. I apologize for the cloak and dagger, and I apologize for the deception, but we need to see this man bleed. What can we do?
She looks entirely unimpressed. We know their army is approaching. You made it here in good time. But we are harrying their troops where we can. We are not a militant people. We are engaging their main forces with guerrilla tactics, slowing them down. Other forces may have slipped by. Yes. We're doing what we can. What else would you think of us? Even a random stranger sending telepathic messages to us. Of course, we had to check it out, but we had to take it at least partially seriously. As to wanting the beacon, do you know why?
I imagine it's some power grab, some strange urge for destiny and magical ability. I don't know. The man is an arsehole.
They're attacking our country. Of course he's an asshole.
Given.
He has left Hatheria in a hell of a bad situation.
And I could not care less about them.
But
It's
he
relevant.
made that situation to Alzidora.
A man who abandons his country has nothing left to lose. He is here for a reason.
And
He's
what
got
is that
nothing
reason?
left.
You've come here with nothing but conjecture.
We've come here with nothing, Madam President, and that is the point.
Then why the fuck are you here? Get out.
We are here to help. We are here for revenge. We've got nothing left back there. Put us on the front line. Use us.
The front line is... And she rummages through her notes. So, several days' ride to the south.
So this is good. They are not at the capital.
No, they are not. We have halted their progress.
It is quite a force they have sent. They have war machines developed by...
We have seen. It is quite a force. Terrifying force, I will not lie to you.
Yet you don't seem terrified.
Of course I'm fucking terrified. All of Alzidora could fall in a matter of days.
Could want to make an insight check just to see if he could get a bit more of a read on how she feels.
Yeah, absolutely. Please make the roll.
Oh, I don't know what. Yeah, I bet it's awful. I bet it's It's awful. It's -2. It is awful. 12.
Yeah, I mean, you've got. She's always gives off this air of confidence, and so it's hard to take an actual read on how terrified she actually is, but you've got no reason to doubt what she's saying.
No. Madame, we are quite the party we travel with. They are seasoned adventurers. They are powerful individuals. Please, use us. We are here to help. You do not know what we have been through. We have lost a lot. And that is
You
down
say
to
you are...
one man. Leighton, we need our vengeance. Help us get it.
Well, if he is with their main force, which we can only assume he is, then you should meet up with some of our commanders.
Okay.
If they want to be of use, then I'm sure they can find a use for you. I am not a tactician. I'm a civilian doing my best in these hard times. And unless you can find out more information about why the fuck you think he wants our beacon, then you're of no use to me here.
From what we saw in Hatheria, he used it to bring the dead back to life. They walked the streets. He raised a necropolis of sorts in the capital.
He did? Why would he do that in his own capital?
Well, he is a man deranged, power mad. We do not know, but this is what he challenged us and sent us to find this shard. We acquired it in an ancient tomb. And then he used said shard to raise the dead, and that city is now lost.
So, he hired you to gain what you believe is the shard of our beacon, which then raised the dead and laid waste to your own capital.
Well, not my own capital. This here. I am stood in my own capital.
They're his own capital.
His own capital.
It makes no sense.
Exactly.
You're not making any sense.
This is our point, Madam President. Look, he was the leader of Angel Run. He was basically the leader of the whole of Hatheria, and he gave that up. He abandoned the entire country to come here. Whatever he is doing is going to put him in a stead far more powerful than he already was. Now, we fucked up. We helped him get this shard, and now he's coming here. And if he gets that, and from what I've seen, whatever that is far more powerful than the piece he already has, we are all fucked. Not just Alzidora, not just Hatheria, the entire world, possibly the entire universe. He needs stopping. Now, we've messed up, and we are trying to rectify that. There is no other reason for us to be here. Please allow us to help you. Is there any way that you can turn that thing off or shroud it? Is there any way that you can send some correspondence to your scouts in the direction that Leighton is, saying that you are moving the orb, that you are going to send it to a safer location, somewhere that we can defend, somewhere we can ambush him? We need to be one step ahead.
Clearly you know nothing of the beacon.
We don't. And we don't claim to. But Please, Madam President, look at us. We have strolled into your city. We are a mess. We are the only humans here. We stand out like a sore thumb. We could have been murdered where we stand. We could have attacked you. We have come here with the best intentions. We are a group of misfits.
I understand you have your best intentions. But what you're offering is not a lot. Or unproven at best.
Our city is lost. Our country is lost. We don't have best intentions.
And you
anymore,
couldn't help them. How could you help us not be lost too?
Because we have learned from our mistakes. And what have you got to lose?
You did make a good point. That if, and it is an if, they are after the beacon. For whatever reason. A little subterfuge, misinformation may not go amiss. And she starts taking notes down. Not a bad idea. Assuming you're right, but I'll give you benefit of the doubt knowing that Thrund here gave us the heads up telepathically ahead of time.
Where might we find these commanders we can help?
Little doubt.
We have knowledge of the setup, their structure of command. We know Leeton heads it up, and there is a Dengal and a Mr. What is I cannot freaking remember his name. We killed him once. He's back from the dead.
Hatheria seems to like raising the dead, eh?
Apparently so. Someone call him a necromancer, but hey.
Well, a little out of town. There is military outpost.
Okay.
You'll find Commander Harun.
Harun. We prove ourselves to this Harun. You trust us more. We work together here.
I suppose. She starts writing a note to Harun and hands it to you. Give him this. He will inform you of how you may be useful to him.
Wonderful. Madam President, thank you.
Now, if you excuse me, I am very busy. Get out.
Obviously, okay. Yes, Madam President, and he'll bow his head as he...
How close are we to her and the table that she sits on?
Yeah, well, it depends on how close you wanted to walk in. As you kind of walked in, the table was maybe a few meters away, and then it goes for about 3 meters in both directions. As you went in, she sat at one end.
As we turn around to leave, can I really make a show of sweeping the cloak around, and can I try and get an eyeball on the paperwork?
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to have planned that ahead of time, you could have walked a lot closer to her. And she made no attempt to hide this paperwork in front of her. There's lots of boring heads of state shit on the paperwork. There's lots of I mean, anything from there's nothing military based as such on there. There's lots of reports on population, on health, on water supplies, on food supplies, on,
But nothing military, nothing from scouts, nothing documenting this invasion.
She's obviously well informed on what is happening, but the documentation she's got sat in front of her is not it.
Wow.
The country still needs to be run even while there's a war on.
So she's got some military governor.
The commanders.
I was going to say, she's washing her hands of all of the military. Yeah.
Well, that's why she's sending us to the commanders, I suppose.
Yeah.
Haroon, is that what you said?
Haroon, yeah.
Haroon.
Commander Haroon.
Which is the noise that hippopotamuses make.
It's a H''R UN. Haroon.
Oh, the UN are involved. Oh, we're fine. We're covered. Let's go home.
Get the UN in. You'll be fine.
Peacekeeping force.
So rarely the case.
Yeah.
Just send the Red Cross in. Done.
I was going to say the Red Cross will be here by the morning. We'll be fine. They'll all be Christians, but at least
This red tiefling's already very cross.
Yeah.
Red Cross tieflings. So,
actually, an elite combat
well,
unit.
if we're going shopping, we need to find the Blue Cross tieflings because they'll have a sale on.
No, you're mistaking that with the blue tick. Yeah. Anyway, we're not there. You can.
Right.
So yes. Whilst you were in having your conversation, Hector and Grom had a look round the square. You've been, I say, priced out of a
very much
a clothing store.
Not priced out. It is affordable. Just you know.
You decided against.
Not even Hector is dumb enough to want to buy it. Deary me.
And you rejoin the rest of the group where Cadell and Helena is stood waiting outside these the halls, and you instantly notice that Meridian and Thunder isn't there.
Yeah. It was. Have they let him in?
Yeah, they went to go and talk to the president.
Oh yeah, that's all right. How long ago?
20 minutes, 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, I was going to say about 20 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, I mean, we can hang around here, or we can go find a pub. What do you reckon?
Well, I was just thinking, should we? There's a library over there. I wonder if they've got an updated map of the area.
Oh, aye, that's not a bad idea.
And maybe a bit of history on the tower.
And that's another good call.
All right. Let's go and have a look.
We know now they're
Someone
speaking
wanna
the common
stand
tongue,
outside and.
Yeah, I mean, whilst you're having this conversation, they do. Meridian and Thunder do come back out. It wasn't that long a conversation.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you
So
having
for speed of
given
things
you've had your staff back, and
Yeah, just to speed things along, can Meridian and Hector just
you can.
tell us
That's what happened.
Right, we know.
And here is the pass that they gave us to speak to the commanders. Anyway, library?
Really?
Yes. Well, I was just thinking, should we just, before we head out, should we just quickly check this library? Because it could give us at least a map of Alzidora, or a map of the city, and possibly some more information on the tower.
How far away is the place where they said this commander was stationed?
It's out of the city.
Just out of the city. She said where, I'm guessing.
Yeah. She said where, and Thunder's like, oh yeah, I kind of know where you mean. Yeah.
Is that
what's that, like a 2 hour, 3 hours?
Yeah, you're looking at between 2 or 3 hours walk.
So we can get there before
the invasion
nightfall.
route going that way as well.
Well, we now know they're at least a few days away, so we know.
Yeah. Well, my
they're
thing is,
they're a few days away from the capital at least.
yeah. So if we're heading out to these people, are these people towards the invasion rather than the other side of the city?
No, it's not. It's not to the south.
Right. Okay.
It's in fact in the wrong direction as such.
Well, surely if they're setting up a forward operating base, it should surely be.
It wasn't freshly set up. This is just a military,
That's
military
station.
HQ, which is
Okay.
out of the city.
Let's go.
Did you say
and
we were in
do-
the sort of main shopping area when we came?
You're in the city centre, yeah.
Are there
Let's
any
go and-
obvious stables?
You've passed quite a few on the way.
Cool.
Think
We'll
it
do
might be
that in a
an idea
minute.
to buy horses, chaps.
Right, well-
rent 'em at least.
believe so.
Yeah.
Right, well then there we go. Let's hit the library first.
Horses.
Horse on the way out.
Any shopping
Okay.
on that we can find on the way out. Thunder,
And
where
any
do we
shop we can get
buy,
on the way first. Yeah.
where do we buy items of magical prowess? Yeah.
Surely Thunder would know this,
Thunder,
wouldn't he?
Thunder has no
Yeah,
idea. 'Cause
th-
does he? Would he?
Well,
Surely
he-
he'd have some sort of idea. Surely.
yeah, I mean, he's not been in the country for a long time.
A while.
But
I would think
he
he'd
has
probably run a
he has
shop for it, would he?
well, probably not, no. But
I've
he
not
has
lived in London
he has
for
an
20 years,
idea.
I know
I mean,
where to
you
buy
can
a bag
look
of
around
rent.
the city and
Yeah,
see
he'll ask somebody.
odd
He'll ask
places.
somebody.
We'll start in the library. We're going to treat the library as a public information place.
Yeah, let's
Let's
hit
go
the library
there.
first.
Find out a
It's-
map, see if we
it's-
can find out about the city, the beacon, and where the good shops are.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
then
like
we'll
a map of the map
Sure.
of the city would be brilliant, which surely a library's got. And yes,
Okay.
some history
Yeah,
of the
you can head
tower.
straight into the library. You head in, and so what? You're looking for a map.
Map of the city, map
Easily
of
enough.
Alzidora, and
Like,
also
as soon as
any
you walk
history on
in-
the tower.
Leaflets with
Yeah.
maps of the city centre.
Tourists,
and-
it's like proper like.
Yeah, exactly.
You are
yeah, pretty
here.
much.
Well, they've got an
Yeah,
aquarium.
Yeah. No, that's to the north coast.
Oh, there's a shop that sells exotic fruits.
Oh, he's not here. He's walked. No.
He's not saying he's
Oh,
gone.
he's already gone.
Hector
Yeah,
doesn't
he
care.
must have seen it before.
Fuck fruits. We want weapons. We want to see.
So, yeah, I mean that's not on the map. The place that sells weapons, it's not going to be on a local public map.
Like,
No.
tourists.
Tourist
It's
map.
a library.
speak
Surely
to-
there's a detailed map of the city and.
Yeah, but not one that gets updated with every shop.
Yeah.
There's a map of like streets and
You
things
don't-
like that.
you don't
and,
get-
know, it's-
On points of interest of London, you get the museums and the
Yeah,
stuff you don't
exactly.
get. the,
Okay, all right, all right.
You know, the local magic card vendor. So
yeah.
sadly, that would make life a lot easier.
Well, then who do we need to ask?
So I'll
There's librarians there, you know. There's,
I'll get delving into books and research the beacon.
What
Okay.
librarian knows about weapons?
knows about local shops though.
No,
Well, yeah, there was.
There would be someone walking outside with a big sword on his back. We should have asked him.
Yeah.
So yes, Grom,
Okay, so,
make an investigation check, please.
Investigation. That is a 6 and a 1. Adding 8, so 15.
15, okay. You are looking for you delve straight into the history section. I mean, like I say, it's not a huge library. You can see that obviously there's a history section. It's only about one bookshelf's worth. And you have a quick skim through, and there's one on like local history, or there's one on there's one which is there's nothing necessarily on the beacon itself that's just for the beacon, but there's one which is on local history, which has a great big picture of the beacon on the front. So you pull that out, you start flicking through it, and basically the beacon, as it's roughly translated into common, translates as the beacon of hope, and it in this book it claims that it is literally that it is a symbol of prestige and hope. And when you kind of start reading that, you can understand why she was kind of hesitant to move it away from the capital, because at which point then it's like effectively admitting that hope is lost. Yeah, that's it. That it's good that the city's going to fall, everyone's going to die.
Sorry, just pausing for a moment. I'm just loving the fact that like Rash's screen is just slightly vibrating as he's
That's my notes.
Notes in.
Taking his notes.
Yeah, it's just
It's just like slightly moving with every like keystroke. Like. Sorry.
so that's all right.
As a drink recommendation, Disaronno and apple juice, absolutely brilliant.
Okay. Okay,
So
drink
yeah,
responsibly.
following up then, is there a religious component to the beacon?
Not in the direct sense. You get kind of feeling that some people tend to regard it in slightly those kind of terms, but from what you've understood of Alzidoran religion is they don't worship any direct deities as such, but then start they worship concepts like the earth and the sun and the life that they give to the waters that they give that give life, and which then in turn let them grow crops and so on and so forth. But they as such they look upon the beacon in kind of the terms they don't worship it, or they don't believe that it came from a specific deity, but they do revere it in some grand sense of the fact that it is unique, and they doesn't necessarily state its exact origins.
That was my next question.
Yes, it does
Where
not.
did it come from? Right. Okay. Fair enough. Right. Well, that's that. I guess we.
I think we've pretty much got what we can from the
we'll
library.
Speak to these librarians and see if they know
of any
a
decent
good
shops.
place to get arcane supplies.
Yeah.
Paper for the wizard, items for the magic peoples.
Is there anything else you wanted to look at here whilst we're... I mean, Helena's in the library. Does Helena want me looking through anything in the library? Because Grom's taken a while to be reading through this book, so, you know, it's...
Yeah.
Oh, you do. That's fine. Plenty going on here.
Or anybody want to be looking around.
Oh,
Can't
Nothing.
think.
No, it's fine.
Dell's just sort of looking round bewildered, like,
Lots of books.
Hector's a bit lost in this. Like,
It's like lots of
I
words.
noticed on the way, Hector, there's a shelf over there. They got pictures.
yeah.
anything about like military
Not to
doctrine,
the,
like
to the graphic
any-
art section.
Yeah,
sort of
yeah.
like
Graphic novels.
Kids section.
Yeah.
anything. Sort of
yeah,
like
there's
military-wise, anything to do
in
with like
actually where Grom was in the history section. There was a military history. But
I'm having a quick skeg through that.
sure. A lot of it is very much around the old Great War. Around
Which I know a lot about already, anyway.
you do, but the
But
way
from one side, not from the
But
other
yeah,
side.
but the way
Yeah,
they
so
write
you-
about it is different, especially from the kind of history that Grom was taught from his granddaddy Grom. That they very much saw the Grommune once it came out that they believed they were trading weapons with Hatheria. They saw them as no longer being neutral and therefore an ally in the war, a direct betrayal, effectively. And which is why they then marched on the Grommune and effectively flattened it.
And got
and at
flattened
this point,
themselves.
I'm
Not
showing-
many people walked out of that, bless them.
No, it was an
so a
incredibly
mess.
bloody battle. It was a horrible, horrible mess because the Grommune was a powerful ally of Hatheria, which is exactly why they dedicated a massive amount of resources to making sure they took that piece off the board. Otherwise, Hatheria may have been a much bigger threat than that they could have handled.
Yeah.
So I had to take them out one at a time, before they could truly organise or give or mass produce these weapons that the Grommune could create. and in doing so, allowed Alzidora to prosper for centuries to come. So it's very much yes, it was bloody, yes, they killed a lot of people, but it was necessary, they had to do it.
Could Hector look for any sort of atlasy, world geography, anything along that line?
Okay. By all means, make an investigation check. I'll let you have it with advantage if you want, because there's a librarian. You just ask them.
So 16.
Yeah. It's an odd one because you ask for a world map. You get a map of Alzidora and the surrounding lands around it. Nothing much beyond Hatheria, Arberath, and Alzidora.
So
and
on the other side.
Nothing on the other side of that. Nothing overseas.
Just a flat Earth. It just ends.
Does it?
Falls off.
It's just that it just seems odd.
On the opposite side of where Hatheria is,
Mm.
how sort of Alzidora look like it's bordered? Is it like
A lot of ocean.
Hatheria and Alzidora look like they make up maybe an island, or
It's
a land mass too.
but you know that there's land to the south of Hatheria.
Yeah.
In Alzidora, it's a lot more coast because it's still coast that carries on around the north and around, but then it curves round and then goes around the east and then partially down to the south. There is land to the south, but there's no maps of it.
So it sort of looks like there's Hatheria here, Alzidora here, but around them there's an ocean, and to the south.
Yes, there's land to the south, but there is no map of it.
Right.
And
that's interesting, though.
It's odd. It really is strange because you would think in a library you'd have greater maps of the world, surrounding nations or surrounding lands, but there's nothing beyond these three nations.
Globe.
Yeah,
an actual globe,
and there's nothing.
Well, we as people probably think
Earth
that,
is
but I
round.
imagine our characters probably we've never seen such things created, so we're probably used to seeing only Hatheria. So seeing Hatheria and Alzidora on a map, you like,
Yeah, you can see that the Hatheria side of any map that you see is well out of date.
Yeah.
By like a few hundred years out of date.
Yeah.
Meridian having his sort of
interesting.
silver spoon upbringing, would he have seen more of a world map in the past? Would this
now it's been brought up to you? No, it's never, even in your rich education, in all the rich, lush libraries you've looked in, there's never been anything other than Hatheria. And you're thinking about it now, and you're like, why? Why don't we know of even an island further north or anything?
Really starting to burn a hole in Hector's head. As I turns to whoever's closest and like, I don't know who's closest to me, like, why have we never been? What? Maybe it's only because we've come to Alzidora, but why have we never? Why do we not know anymore?
This is all very odd.
Asking the wrong man here. You know, it's.
Would Meridian be aware of any naval expeditions? I mean, would he be aware of any exploration parties?
In modern times, the Hatherian ships are very much coastal runners. There's no deep sea vessels.
Yeah.
Coastal cargo ships and the like, or fisher boats, but nothing for deep sea exploration, or not deep sea. You know what I mean? Like out to sea.
Traveling.
Yeah, continent traveling.
Yeah.
We just don't explore.
Yeah. But anyway, moving on.
But you do know from your extensive education, there has been records of big naval vessels of the sea in the past. But then since the last Great War, where just about all of them were destroyed, then they just never rebuilt. And all the money never got put into going outside of Hatheria. It was all focused inwards and about keeping power and about making sure the rich stayed rich and the poor stayed poor.
Very similar happened over here, to be honest.
Yeah, pretty much.
Do we know anything of the region to the south? Is there any stories or tales?
There's rumours that came around from which
dwarves.
Cycled around the dwarves, really, because when the dwarves mingled with the Hathan society, when they became refugees, that after a while of living with the Hathans, there were rumours circling of the Ironlands to the south, which were rich in ore and great for mining and settling new lands. Which is where the dwarves then all steadily filtered down south to go and settle a new nation, but no one ever heard from them again.
So for all we know, they could have built. There could be a full thriving society of seafaring dwarves that.
But yeah, we just have no idea. Yeah.
Or they could all have been
no
killed.
idea.
Yeah.
You lived
could be
further
absolutely-
south in your tribe, didn't you? But
Live close, but
You
there was
did.
already dwarves.
yeah.
I think we've probably got everything we can from this library now, I think.
More questions than answers, I think,
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, I agree with that one.
Is
It's
there a
very
magical
much
history?
I'm already bored of Alzidora. Let's go south.
There is a section on a brief section on magic. There's nothing of magical power there, but there's a section on magic and about how historically it can come from the arts as such, like bards, which is a big part of their culture, is having bard colleges of all sorts of varieties, and how but then there's how that there's kind of a lot of research being done on the origins of where magic comes from. It's like, as much as wizardry is the teaching you how to tap into these energies which transcend realms, but then it's like, well, where do these energies come from? How do we have those abilities to be able to do that? But not everybody has those abilities. And then what about people with natural innate magical abilities? Where does that power come from? And there's lots of discussions around it. There's no set answers, but there's lots of discussions and interesting topics are based around it. Anything else?
To the shops.
Okay.
What? Sorry, just a quickie.
Yeah.
Do you remember
In the library.
Not here.
Do you remember like a minute?
Mr. Meridian, I know a place. Don't you worry.
A million billion years ago, and we all saw those. There was a symbol,
No.
and it represented all of us. And mine was it an eye and a scroll?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let me flick back over to that page.
God,
Is
that was
there-
like 2 years ago.
I have it written down, I think.
Is there anything in this library
here we
that
are.
stands out to me? The eye and a scroll. Any sort of symbology?
Symbology?
Make
Symbolism.
Apology.
Symbolism.
make
mine's
an
on my
investigation
shield.
check with advantage.
Oh yes.
I remind you, you've still got
An
guide.
11 and a 17.
And you guided
Plus-
if you want a D4.
Oh yeah, let's just because it's a new D4.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Getting
getting the
it out
fancy
the
D4
pack.
out.
With sharp edges.
It's going to be a 1.
No, it's a 2.
Yeah.
So what's your total?
I'll look up and shout and say,
19.
19.
I'll shout out and say, just read that page again. I'm sure there's something on it. And give you my extra bonus. Which is I've forgotten what my bonus is now. +4. So it's 23 now.
23.
Okay. You don't find anything.
No, there's nothing there.
You give him the full Hail Mary and still get the same.
Yes.
Oh, well.
I love that.
I still do that 3 times
there's
today.
nothing.
At least we know. At least we know
Yeah.
there's nothing here.
My symbol's on my shield, isn't it? The symbol of. That's what adorns the front of my
yes.
shield.
I was going to say,
which
everybody's
was
It's
symbol-
a
a-
blazing sun.
That was right,
A
yeah.
blazing sun.
Yeah, everybody's symbol made sense to them except mine. I think mine was the only one where I was like, well, what the fucking hell does that mean?
A
But
winged
everyone else,
scroll.
it was a scroll with an eye.
It's
So
a
I-
wing, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I
Oh,
put
was it a
wings.
wing?
Yeah.
A winged scroll, that was it.
A winged scroll, yeah.
Yeah, so a bird in flight was Arbella, a gem-laced chalice was Thunder,
Correct.
a raised sword was Cadell. And I'm not sure, I didn't actually catch what Grom had been.
Well, because Grom wasn't there.
Grom wasn't
Was
there
it?
at the original point, but
But there was a chalice involved, wasn't there?
You've
Right, I can't
seen
remember.
the symbolism of a jeweled or chalice
so his.
in several
there,
visions.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, sorry, I've not written my notes properly. But yeah, I
Shit
put
note
Grom
taker.
underneath Thunder for the gem-laced challenge.
Yeah, it makes sense because same
That makes
same sort of thing.
Yeah.
One day,
So,
Thunder and I
is
should
there
chat about
anything
that.
else we want to do in this library, or are we?
No, I think we get some directions to some. I'll just ask the librarian.
Yeah.
Look, I'm
Find
looking,
out where
looking
Meadowall
for
is.
arcane items. Where would we go to buy arcane items in town?
He kind of tends to point you towards like a few streets away. There's a place called the Talisman,
Excellent.
which you can go.
Can I also
there
ask where
and
we
probably
would
ask
find?
around.
Could we anywhere we might find a master blacksmith with maybe some magical weapons or armor? Does anywhere in this?
He doesn't know of anywhere that would deal with magical weapons. He said, well, he might be able to ask any blacksmith if they'd make a weapon as such, but he doesn't know any of the actual weaponsmiths.
Well, look, let's go to this talisman
we could
place
ask
and
the-
see.
yeah,
They might know other people.
They might know. Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah.
Where are you heading next?
Talisman.
Talisman.
Yeah, it's a magical item place. Definitely.
Go and play a classic board game.
I've got an absolute
Yeah.
ton of gold.
Well, we've all got shit tons of gold. That's the point. I want to
Yeah.
spend some money, find something nice.
Yeah, you head in there.
mean, like- I know it's Alzidora money, but gold's still gold, isn't it?
Okay.
Still gold.
yeah, still gold.
Yeah.
It's still
gold.
it's still good. So yeah, you head a few streets over as you're kind of walking through town. That there's several kind of street bands that are just playing some music. They're kind of just busking.
Thunder
And
will
then-
scrub up his lyre as he passes them. and
Yeah,
join in with
just
their
does a
songs.
little bit of a thing, and they all do a bit of a jaunt and a join in. They all have a bit of a laugh, and
Fling a
Yeah.
couple of silver here and there, like. Boom, boom, boom.
they're all like, hey, and carry on playing. They're all very jovial and have in good fettle.
Grom silver that he dropped that I picked up. I'm just going to flick that in.
Found it to us, so I took it home. That's good.
Oh, than a grumpy guard.
Yeah.
But yeah, everyone apart from the guards that you've met have been in a really good mood and
In
Very
fairness,
friendly.
the citizens seem really nice here, but the
I
people
think
in
they're
power
completely
seem like
oblivious.
dicks.
I think they're completely oblivious
Yeah.
to what's coming. I think that they
Yeah.
have no
Yeah.
idea that there's an army marching, coming to kill them all.
Ah.
I think they have no
Yeah,
idea
yeah,
at
right.
all.
Come on, let's be about it. Maybe we can save some.
So yeah, you go to the next street, and Helena, you get this odd sense. There's like a bit of a gust of wind, and you just makes the hair in the back of your neck stand up, and then you just glance over into one alley, and you see somebody, a cloaked figure, in an alleyway, who then turns and ducks away, and as he does, there's a slightest glimpse of a symbol, which is the arcane symbol for death. But then it just fades away. This is just a glimpse of it, and it fades away. And he's gone down this dark alley.
Did I?
And you're all just moving on further down the street.
Did I pick that up with my cloak, or was it just Helena?
It was just Helena.
Dirty bastard.
Do you stop, or are we just?
I would have stopped at this glimpse, and probably you lot would have carried on if you didn't notice me. And then
Or did you tell us all?
around myself, try and see if there's any more.
Okay, you make a perception check.
Dirty 20.
Okay. You start glancing around. At first, you're looking around at the crowds around you. Then, a little bit further, and then you start paying more attention to the rooftops, and then to the alleyways around you. And then, just for a split second, you think you maybe saw another cloaked figure in an alleyway. Different alleyway.
Yeah. Now, is this my kind of death or the other kind of death?
Well, it's the arcane
fucking
symbolism for it. So it was.
Okay.
It's not as a threat. It's the magical, necromantic energies rather than.
Okay.
It roughly translates as death, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna slip away to the alley.
Oh, you wanted to slip away? You can make a stealth check.
Yeah.
Surely one of us was noticed. I mean, like Meridian
14.
noticed.
She was at the back.
Oh.
14. What's everybody's passives?
Oh, I don't. No idea.
Yeah, no idea.
Hang on.
Yeah, 10.
Pass on your main sheet. It'll have your passive perception.
Oh,
No, my
11.
passive is 15.
Ah,
Mine's only 11.
what's Hector and Thunder's?
10 and 10.
All right.
Yeah.
Helena
10, 11, 15.
slips away, and Cadell only just notices that she just as she gets to the alley and disappears into the shadows, you just notice her, and then you're like, actually, she's fucked off.
Buggered off.
Hey, lads, she's just disappeared and she's just gone down that alley. At least I think that's
What
where
now?
she's gone.
What? Where has she gone?
Yeah, nobody else saw a thing.
Hector
Well, we
was
can't leave
actually-
her on her own.
Hector was actually trying to
She all
join
right? She go on her own?
with a musical instrument.
I don't want to leave her on her own.
No, she went on her own. She wasn't taken, right? She chose to go.
No, I
Come
just
on,
I
let's-
just saw the back of her as she just went down the alleyway.
Right,
I think we should go follow her.
Well, go on.
Can
Wait, go on. Yeah.
Meridian
Lads.
run over to the edge of the alleyway and sort of look to see if he can see any sort of, obviously on a magical level, he's going to think, if she's purposely gone that way, there's something arcane going on. Can I sort of run over and look to see if there's anything shady that he can spot?
Absolutely, yeah. You can run up to this entrance to this dark alleyway. Make a perception check. Oh, it's with advantage because of your cloak.
Thank God.
I'm currently just unsheathing my sword.
Perception is a
Oh, weapons down. Weapons down for now. We don't want to scare the locals.
Just
Bit like us
resheathing
right
the
now.
sword.
Hector in the back of his mind is like, maybe she's found a buyer for the purple worm egg. Yes.
Even with advantage, it's still only a 6. That was poor.
Jesus.
But you
Ooh,
get
that's
to this alleyway, and then you're a bit confused. You start stepping into the alleyway, and you realise it's a dead end, and she's not in it.
Ooh.
I'll
And the cloak's not picking up any sort of mystical door or any invisible entities or anything.
Nothing
like
whatsoever.
I'll
And we'll
bring
just
up-
call a break there.
Oh, you
Let you
bastard.
stew on it.
Okay, well,
We'll
for a
have
wee.
5
Be right back.
minutes, and we'll
Okay.
be right
that.
back.
Elena's
Minute,
gone.
guys.
Let's
Hello and welcome back to our D&D session. So thank you for waiting over the break. We are back and thoroughly refreshed. So where we left off, Helena spotted some mysterious hooded figures that left behind a trail of magical symbolism behind. So she snuck away from the group into a shaded alleyway, and after Meridian darted after her, only found a dead end of a short alleyway. No sign of Helena. So, Helena,
Right.
as you stepped into this alleyway, you saw a glimpse of this figure further down this long passage, as it were. So you took chase, you started following, and you saw it just dart behind a corner. You turned a corner just to see it again just disappear around another corner. You kept following, and then you turn another corner, and then suddenly turn around and look about yourself, and nothing seems quite right. Like you're not in the place you should be. You still look like you're in the back alley of the Alzidoran capital, but the place where you've just come from looks impossibly far away. But you have no option other than to press on. There's no other doors, no other directions you could turn. And then you turn one more corner, you're faced with a doorway. A doorway has certain symbolism on it. And this symbolism, some of which is in lettering that's just unfamiliar to you, but it's clear that they're in a variety of languages. And some bits you do manage to pick out, some little snippets of common or words in languages which use the common alphabet, and you can kind of figure out its purpose, which it seems to be some sort of shrine or temple. What do you do?
I'll just give it a knock 3 times.
Yeah? You give it a good knock, knock, knock. And then you wait a moment, and then it just opens up. Darkness ahead of you. There's nobody stood the other side of the door, just welcoming you in.
All knowledge is worth having. I go in.
You remind yourself of this as you step beyond the boundary into the darkness ahead of you. You step in and you instantly hear the of the door behind you. You turn round and there is no door behind you. But ahead of you, strangely lit in this space, you can see some sort of... It's exactly what, as you'd expect, a shrine, almost like an altar, with half-melted candles strewn around it, across it, and then there's a gap before the back wall, and again there's candles and a few shelves with candles on, and this small area around where these candles light the space you're in. You can see the wall behind it, but then very quickly becomes black, and you can no longer see anything beyond it, like the darkness just goes on forever. You see upon this altar certain symbols, but again, you don't recognize any of them. You step forward. Okay. You step up. You literally have to step up this couple of steps up to this altar. And you step up to it. And these symbols across it, even amongst your training and education, mean nothing. They start to pulse and glow in a very dark purpley hues, which then become a constant glow amongst the darkness. It doesn't light anything else up other than yourself. Then you just hear this voice just echoing out of the darkness. What is death?
It's not an ending, it's a continuation of being.
To continue life.
Yeah.
You may not yet understand. Death is an ending. Death must be an ending.
Show me.
All will see eventually. And then everything goes black around you, and then you are stood in the shadows of an alley. You don't know where. You look around. You do not see your friends. But meanwhile, Meridian, you stepped into the alley where Helena stepped into. She's gone. She's not there.
Is it literally just a wall?
It's a short distance in, maybe 20 feet in, and then there's a wall. Like the beginning of another building.
Okay, I'll
big tall building. There's no way of getting over it.
Even though, obviously, with the cloak, I can see into the ethereal and invisible and whatnot. This doesn't make any sense. She must have gone somewhere, so I will walk to the wall and just put my hand on it.
It's a solid wall.
And I'm not picking up any arcane energy or anything.
Nothing that you'd be able to detect.
I'll step in after him. I'll cast my eyes around using my sort of thievy skills to see if there's any hidden locks or anything like that, or whatever it is.
Okay.
I don't know what it is because I've got all of the thieves' tools, so thievy skills is what we're going to call them. Anything that might be like a hidden entrance or door or anything first.
Sure. Make a perception or investigation. I'll leave that entirely up to you because it can fall under either for that.
Yeah, investigation. Am I using my thieves' tools for this, or am I not? No, I won't be.
No, it won't be thieves' tools.
Investigating. No. Oh, lovely. Okay, it's an 18 and a 2 plus 8. That's 28.
Okay. You taking time to look round these walls and the floor and the back wall, find nothing.
Then I curse and cast detect magic.
Okay.
Should have done this first.
You cast detect magic, and What you can sense is not from any direct object item.
Right.
It's general wisps in the air, the slightest hints of magical energy. Slightest bit, just the slightest hint, and it's like in the breeze and it's gone.
And what school was it? Obviously, it's going to be.
Yeah, it was necromancy.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, there's a faint whiff of something necromantic here, which is a worry. I mean, she's always been, a little bit dark and twisty.
Yeah, I pick up necromantic. There's necromantic energy when she farts. I mean, that could be anything.
Well, but funnily enough, it was a wisp on the breeze, and now it's gone.
Well,
There's necromantic energy when I fart, Meridian.
no, that smells like death. It's different. It's just,
You said it.
Look, when we lost Thunder, he was clearly kidnapped. Helena can look after herself, despite the fact that she is a slight young lady. That girl is fucking dangerous. If she came down here off her own back, she knows what she's doing. Let's just.
She probably does, but I'm loath to let anyone vanish.
No, I don't like the part of being separated.
No, and neither do I. But she knows what she's doing. Let's just.
She knows where we're going.
Yeah, we're not leaving the city anytime soon. Let's just do a bit of shopping, wait for it to turn up, and then move on.
I'm gonna just quickly, while I've got my detect magic up, just pace around and see if I can pick it up anywhere else in the street or any other side alleys nearby, along the path we walked in ahead.
Okay. Grom very quickly legs it down the street into the other side alleys. You do. Every now and again. Just get a wisp of the necromantic energy. And in some aspects, it just seems slightly stronger than others.
Some directions. Or in some, locations. Is it making a trail? If I was to work out these wisps...
Now you're seeing more of them, it does look more like they're going in a direction.
Oh, hey, wait. Right. Sorry, shopping, come wait. That fart's gone this way. Come on, follow up to me.
Alright, come on, lads, let's go.
Scurry.
But sometimes...
Discreetly as four
sometimes
people.
You see, just like the alley that Helena disappeared in, sometimes leads you to a dead end. Then you go into the next one, it allows you to go a little bit further. It's more like it's pointing in a direction than actual a path to follow.
Yeah, so it's more, if I could use these alleys, can I triangulate where that direction is?
Pretty much, yeah.
And work out where the centre of that would be?
Yeah, you can follow it. You can keep going. How long does the detect magic
10 minutes.
last? 10 minutes.
Okay. So if I need to bring it up again, I will.
Okay. Takes you a little while. So yeah, you'd have to recast it again if you wanted to keep following it.
Absolutely.
Sure. So then you keep motoring on, and everyone's keeping up with your little legs easily enough.
Yeah, absolutely no problem with all the swines. I'm running and they're just striding. Bastards. Don't think I noticed.
And being skipping.
You eventually get into a dark neighbourhood. Not in the sense of it looks a bit dodgy, but it's surrounded by tall buildings. It's just a network of alleys in an old section of the centre of the city that seems to have just had lots of tall buildings built up around it, and it seems to have been long since forgotten.
It's like a place many people could hide out and not be found.
You turn a corner and see a dusty, worn down, say building, but as such, but it's kind of built into all the other buildings around it. Looks like the entrance to a shrine.
And I'm getting the detect magic still up. Is it stronger? I assume.
You saw like the little wish. Is that when I said it was stronger? It's the faintest little bits of stronger.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, it's not. Even though you're where you believe it was leading you to, that it's not strong as such. Again, it's gone. You're not actively seeing any magic around you. But this is where you think it was pointing towards.
Okay. Well, look, this is where it's taken us. So,
when you say it's a shrine, is it like a door into a shrine, or
yes.
It's literally just a
door
symbolism on the outside?
Yes, there is.
What is it?
Make an Arcana check, but it's nothing you're recognising at the moment.
16 total. Hang on, is that right? No, Arcana. Yeah, plus 8, 16.
Yeah, no.
Nope.
Okay. You don't know. And the door is damaged and ajar. Damaged in the sense of by age.
Yeah. I don't think anyone's been here in a very long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me check this one out, lad. No, take a step up and just
treat it with respect.
I'll just open the door. I'm not smashing the door in. I'm just.
Yeah, you just move the door aside. You step in, and you're into a fairly small room. And on one side, there's kind of damage to the wall. The wall's kind of crumbled down, and a kind of shaft of light's beaming across the room. On the far side of this small room, you can see an altar. But it's covered in a few vines, and where the nature has tried reclaiming it.
Here, Grom, Radiant.
Yeah.
You make anything of that? The back wall there.
Right, I'll run in now that he's sort of made sure that we're not going to instantly die. I'm going to run in behind him. Am I picking anything up with the cloak?
Make a perception check.
9.
Oh my god.
Nope. It was with. Was that with advantage?
That was with advantage. I rolled a 7 and an 8, and I've got a plus 1.
Dear.
Your roll's been shite tonight.
I know, and I really want these guys to roll really well because they're so pretty. Hang on, let me roll one while it doesn't count for anything.
Natural 20.
Yep, 17. Yep, typical.
So it can do it. That's fine.
Yeah,
it can. That's all that matters. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
yeah, I mean,
we'll
Meridian steps in, and Grom, you're looking around the room. You're looking at this altar. It's dusty. It's been abandoned. There's no sign of anyone having been here for incredibly long time, maybe even decades.
And no sign of Elena.
No.
Can
anyone recognise anything that's on this tablet, this shrine?
Any inscriptions? Any text? Any other things? Any secret entrances? Exits? Any?
As far as visible symbolism or writing, you can't see and make anything out.
Okay. And it doesn't twinge any religious memories or anything like that. It's just
No.
Okay.
And with your detect magic up, you're not seeing anything either.
Grom, okay. you know Stone. How old is this?
How old is this?
Make a Stone Cunning check. There's a history. Was it is Stone Cunning with advantage, or is it plus?
It's double perception.
That's
double
it. I know you get a bonus to it. Yeah.
So, and even that is a 5 plus 8, so not enough. 13.
Uh,
It's old.
Really old. Stone. Yeah, it's old. I mean, you know enough for this to be
Fucking old.
Yeah, I mean, like beyond your lifetime, kind of old.
Yeah, hundreds of years. This has been around a while. Right, I want to check to see if there's anything around the altar, anything of interest, anything that might be a hidden way in or out. Give this place a once over. Something's led us here.
An investigation or perception?
An investigation with bless.
Can I
Bless,
give
not
advantage
bless.
on that?
Guidance. I don't know if are you proficient in investigating?
Yeah, if you.
You can rummage around like a barbarian, but you might hinder me.
No, not an investigation. No. Perception I am, but not investigation.
That one. Well, if Cadell was actively wanting to look around, you can make a perception check, but you can't aid him in an investigation.
Yeah.
Okay,
So
well,
that natural
I will do a
one
perception check
plus
as
the
well. then.
4 gives me a total of 12.
Okay.
So that's not bad on the natural one.
A
But-
perception plus
That's pretty
5, and 11 plus 5, so that's a 16 on the perception.
Okay. You are both. I mean, Grom is trying to go around the room with a fine-tooth comb, trying to find secret entrances, and Cadell's just kind of gradually looking round. And other than the broken bit of back wall that's letting this bit of light in, there's no other ways in or out other than the door.
The light. Now then, shaft of light. You say this is a very dark neighborhood with tall buildings, and this is built into a building. Where is the light coming from?
Almost directly up.
Okay.
You're getting towards midday now.
So it's shaft of sunlight. It's not like it's a unnatural source.
Yeah, no, it seems like a natural source. You're getting towards midday, and
Right.
It's coming straight down.
Okay.
Can Hector, you light up his, I'll say lease and light up his shield. Give a bit
Okay.
more light.
Certainly helps in this dusty old room, but doesn't light up
Thunderall-
anything in particular.
Thunderall starts strumming the song that he played underneath the tomb that got the apparitions to appear
Mm-hmm.
in front of everybody.
Sure.
Thunder will sort of go back to that memory and be like, that was the song that got him to Song of the Gods, and he'll
Yeah, he can
start drumming away. And,
start playing it again.
yeah.
Seems rather eerie in this space. Nothing in particular happens, but it just makes it put a shiver down your spine.
What was the iconography on the door, by the way? Didn't recognize it, but what
You
was
couldn't
it?
recognise it. It's in a. You can clearly see it's in a variety of languages, but
Right.
none of which you know.
So not infernal, not. Oh dear. Secret.
None of us recognise it. Have we all seen it? Right. Well, in that case, I'm going to pull
Can
out.
anyone
I'm going to pull out.
can
the Orb of
anyone
Telepathy and try and-
magically comprehend languages? No.
Spoken, yes. Written, no.
Oh. Damn it.
Can I pull out the Orb of Telepathy and contact Helena?
You've done it for today.
Oh, I thought that was last night. Oh, fuck.
You do it.
It's
You've been
morning.
doing it in the morning.
Did it in the morning.
Yeah.
I think it's in Thunder's possession as well.
Oh yeah, I've got.
Yeah,
all
he's
three.
He's been using
he's
it.
attuned. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, in
That'd
that
be
case,
fast,
I'm just gonna
Although
pull a little.
he can.
Nope.
He'll fuck.
Can I just shout Helena really loud?
He's gonna point
Yeah,
his
you
finger.
can. Yeah.
He's gonna point his finger in where he thinks is the where he thinks Helena might be.
Which direction is that?
South.
As in relation to the altar and the door.
Out the door, I guess. He's gonna point. He's gonna cast a cantric message. gonna be like, Helena, we are looking for you. Stay put.
Well, don't tell us to stay put. Tell us to
Yeah, we can't
fucking
find
market
them.
where we were.
You may reply to this message.
Yeah. Nothing happens.
Balls.
So this is an old
And
necromancy type.
he'll do it.
altar.
He'll do it again in every direction because it's a cantrip. Just every 6 seconds, he'll start firing off these messages.
Yeah, so he's taken a while firing off these messages. What's everybody else doing?
So this is like an old altar, like very old. Do we know it's something to do with necromancy? Do we know that, or do we just know that it's just
We've
it's
got,
just
we've got the
old?
necromantic essence sort of focused on it, but it's not here now. I mean, is there anything of note on the altar? Taking a close look at the altar itself, is there
If you
any
want to take a
inscription?
close look at the altar, you can make an
Yeah.
investigation check for the altar as well.
Guidance again.
Can Thunder
Oh, it's
cast
better.
enhance
Go on.
ability on? He'll cast enhance ability, seeing what Grom's doing. He's looking around and not having much luck. He'll strum him a little inspirational song and cast enhance ability in Fox's cunning, so he's got advantage on intelligence checks.
Oh, that's handy.
Very good.
It doesn't make a difference. But I rolled a 17. 1 for my bless, plus 8 is 26.
Very nice. You take a close look at this
That's
altar.
for an hour now.
Oh, lovely. Oh, I feel really good
You
about this.
move aside some of the plant growth which
Mhm.
is upon it. Run your hand over the very dusty surface, and as soon as you kind of brush away a lot of the dirt and some moss that's kind of started growing on it, you
Yeah.
can see there is engraved upon it something. So you start blowing it off and brushing it down and kind of digging out all the grooves, and you do eventually dig out like these symbolism. Like there's 3 in a row across this altar.
Right.
Again,
Don't make any
means
no head
nothing
and
to
tail
you.
of him. And it's just 3 symbols. It's not like an interactive feature or.
Well, you've had your hands all over it and things.
Okay. Nothing moves. No hidden parts.
No, it is
Is the
literally just carved
altar-
into the altar.
Stained.
It's just
by
a
anything?
stone altar.
It's not got like decades old dry blood or anything like that staining it. Or...
Not that you can tell.
Okay. Well,
Hector will come over and he'll cut his hand with his spear and be like, sometimes it's
Fuck, I
works.
was literally going to do that, man. You've literally just taken it off me. I've been thinking about that for the past 5 minutes, and
But you
you've just
didn't.
done it.
He'll start
Hector's a man of
spearing his
action.
blood. He'll start spearing
I was
his blood
waiting.
out.
I was waiting to see what happened with Dave, and then I was literally just going to say, I'm going to cut my hand and just drop blood on.
sorry, Hector's the one who can lose his soul. It's fine.
So
That's the only reason
as
I was umming and ahhing. I was thinking, ooh,
as you cut your hand and it drips upon the altar, it tends to soak into all the dust that's left on there, but otherwise does nothing whatsoever.
You probably just really offended a god now.
Right, after I've just seen it, because I was thinking that as well, cut yourself, but no.
Maybe there's 3 runes. Maybe 3 of us need to.
No,
Come on, Meridian. Come on,
No,
Cadell.
no, because
Get your blood out.
right. Firstly, everybody always cuts the palm of the hand. That's got to be the most painful place to.
I know,
Anywhere
somewhere
else,
fleshy.
It's always
Prick
the
your finger.
top
Boom,
part.
that's it. There
And
you go.
every time you move your hand, it's going to open up again. You're
That's
going
why
to get.
it makes lots of blood.
I know, but you're going to get infected. It's the worst place, honestly. Look, I've got an idea, and I've run out.
As you run out the
Eyeball.
door, you see Helena stood in front of you.
Oh fuck.
Oh,
Well, that wasn't the idea, but it worked. Hi.
Helena,
Hi.
yeah,
What
you,
was he
as
doing?
far as you're aware, you re-emerged in an alleyway after this eerie conversation. You hear a sound behind you and turn and see Meridian just barge his way out of a door.
hello.
Elena, get the fuck in there and find out what this all
No,
is.
wait. What the
I'm
fuck
just
are you doing here?
I'm going to grab her and just turn around and go, my idea worked perfectly. That's exactly what I was planning. Here she is. I found her.
Okay.
Oh, Meridian, you're such a scumbag. I do like you.
I was off to market to buy a chicken to sacrifice. But
Or a pig,
she
a sheep.
She was literally stood outside.
Oh. Hey, look, can you read this? Where have you been? What happened to you? First questions, are you okay?
I'm fine. I just saw something down the alley.
Sound like
Well,
you've got a
next
bit of a
time you see
cold.
something, tell us you've seen something.
It was in the moment. I just
Yeah, don't just
Had to go
disappear
and
to
see.
another realm without.
Ready,
telling
shut the fuck up. You've done
everybody.
that. You've done that way too many times.
Yeah,
Shut
right.
the fuck up.
it was just something that I had to go do.
Hey, okay.
I'm fine. I'm good.
All right, good. Come here. Can you read
Yeah.
this?
I'll have a look.
You are now you're in this space. It's clearly the same space you were in mere moments ago, but it is different. It's aged
All
by
that
centuries.
I just whispered to myself, it's not the same.
There's Hector's smearing blood everywhere now. Now it's not what's on our runes. It's like trying
Might
to
work
right
somewhere.
everywhere. It's like somewhere. It'll work, guys. Somewhere.
That's
My
not
blood
gonna
all
work.
Slowly going pale, looking really faint. Just like I'm just gonna have a little lie down.
I'm just gonna slap Hector on the head and then grab a bandage and wrap it around his hand. For fuck's sake, dude, Jesus. Enough
I'm just
stuff.
gonna stare at the altar like confused. It's not the same.
What's not the same?
Hmm?
What?
Oh.
You said it's not
Oh
the
yeah,
same.
what's not the same?
Nothing. Just bad dream.
Why is
But
everyone
now-
so fucking secretive?
No, it won't be the same. I've wiped blood everywhere. No.
Yeah, you wiped blood everywhere.
Meant to be a fucking party and you, Meridian, just don't ever fucking talk about anything.
I just no. This wasn't me
It
this
annoys
time.
you so much. People need secrets, man.
Yeah,
But yeah,
We've
and
had a
Helena,
magic
you
event
can
in
see
another
that
realm.
it's now that Grom's kind of uncovered those symbols. It is the same symbols that you saw glow previously. Obviously, they are seemingly inert. Whether it is actually the same space, but it seems like exactly the same space.
Hmm.
Lick
Get
it.
thoughtful. Look, did we get out of this? Did you get out of your little excursion?
Somewhat.
Somewhat. You happy? You content? Ready to move on?
Not nearly content.
Oh,
But
well.
let's move on.
Do you know?
Okay.
Do you know
Let's
what
go
else
shopping,
me
come on.
when I'm not content? Shopping,
So, babe,
Yeah.
retail therapy.
Let's go to Talisman and see what we've got.
sorry, back in a sec, guys. Sorry.
No worries.
Okay, everybody, let's get the shopping out of the way while he's off screen.
Well, it's done. And then as soon as he comes back, it's like, right, that's it. You've finished shopping. You've
Yeah.
done. You bought
Dragon
loads of
nuts.
great
Yeah.
weapons.
Just as he comes back, just say, and this huge meteor hits the talisman and it explodes in a shower of dust. The shopkeeper is murdered. He's
Yeah.
dead.
You walk
stone
into a
dead.
crime scene. The tie
Yeah.
shop's closed.
And that's where we'll leave it for this segment. We'll join you in 2 weeks' time.
Anywho,
Yeah, let's carry on.
but you head down to the talisman,
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh, she's got a bog roll. That's the surefire sign that you're ill when you don't
Yeah.
even want to waste money on tissues anymore. You just
That's
like,
it.
"You know what, I'm going to use a bog roll.
yeah, bless you, Dottie. Oh, we
roll,
appreciate
yeah,
you
God.
making the effort in joining D&D. That's dedication.
Somewhere behind her is a tin of chicken soup and a bottle of Lucozade.
Or yeah.
Maybe.
Anywho, yeah, you head over to the talisman, and it's not a very big shop at all. It's quite mediocre. It's not even Binmire size. It's really quite small. Yeah, because even Binmire's shop wasn't huge, because he did mostly commission work. But yeah, this shop is smaller. It's literally just a little. It's not much wider than the door that's on it. And you go in, and there's this blue tiefling sat on a stool reading a book behind the counter, and there's like, oh, customers, wonderful. How can I help?
Oh, hello there. It's me trying to peek over the counter at this point.
It's just like, how can I help?
Well, we were told that you might be the preeminent shop for supplying things of the arcane in this town.
Yes, of course. What do you need? Anything you like. And you look around the shop, and I mean, by all means, make an Arcana check. Your detect magic has faded by this point.
Oh yeah, long time ago.
Yeah.
I'll
Enhance
help
ability would still be working with us.
Oh yeah, I get that, don't I?
I'll help with the
Okay,
Arcana
that's
check.
better.
Okay.
60.
Well, here he's
plus
already got
8.
advantage on it anyway.
Oh,
so.
is it? Oh, dear. That's fine.
24.
24, okay. You look around and you see that the vast majority of stuff in here is tat. It is like dream catchers and touristy nonsense, basically made to look magic. It's like going to the seaside and going to a goth shop, you know. But there is the odd thing, like behind the counter there's a shelf what looks like some potions on, but unless you're having a thorough rummage, you think the majority of it is.
Yeah.
Is
What I'm
he
looking
sharing
for
this information?
personally is like a magic screwdriver. I'm been looking around for. There was nothing in the Grommune. I'm looking for a artificer's all-purpose tool somewhere in the world. There must be some left after the fall of that place.
You can
so if
produce
there's a
one,
magic.
guy.
Well, I don't know if I can actually. It's an arcane focus for me. So.
Sorry, guys. I just had to.
You're right.
Yeah, I just had to pull some grass out of my dog's asshole.
Lovely.
Delightful.
Well, what you missed was that the shop is closed. There's nothing left of it. A whole meteorite hit it. There's no shopping to be had.
Yeah.
Oh
We're looking for a pub.
Yeah, he's gone. The shopkeeper's gone to pull some grass out of his dog's house.
Kerry just shouted me. Athena was trying to walk back into the house with.
It's like,
some-
no.
I was
Yeah.
like, no.
Anyway,
That's
we are on stream, so come on, let's keep going.
Yeah, nobody.
So, yes, you are in the shop. Grom is currently talking to the shop owner. The shop is mostly like a seaside goth shop. It's mostly tats full of like dream catchers and incense burners and things like that. But yeah,
Anything special around here?
Rainbow
Good
crystals. You know when they get a bit of quartz and they dye it and they
Yeah.
rainbow quartz. It's not rainbow quartz.
yeah, they've got a whole.
Yeah.
There's a series of baskets in front of the counter with like different rocks in them and different crystals, which don't do much of anything.
Guns. Hector's got some guns.
There's oh, what a disappointment.
No note of any substance apart from some potions. Really.
It depends what you want, what you're after.
Well, I mean, I'd like to say everything that is bona fide magical, and not tourist magical, but arcane, serious business. All of us here.
It's gonna
From a
press a
discerning
button on
eye.
the side, and suddenly, like, all of them are gonna change. And then what's it? They're gonna have, like,
Yeah, you just pull a lever and all the walls are
Oh,
going
you-
around.
And then Cadell wakes up. He was like, well, he takes the like little rack off the back shelf. It's like, I have a series of potions just to help you look like a rough and tough type. Yes.
Go on.
I already look rough and tough.
But this help you make you feel much better. Yes, it'll help you heal those scars, eh?
Grom, can you see if anything here is actually of worth? Can you?
Does any of it look of these potions? Can I make out any of what they are? Just by what we've seen
With
before.
your Arcana check you've already done, these do look like healing potions.
Fairly standard.
There's the mages from looks of them, and some standards.
Oh, they
Right,
could
there
all
we
help.
Well, alright. What do you want for them? And how many are there?
There are 3 of each.
3 of each.
Three standard healing, and 3 is it the major healing of
Greater, superior.
greater? Sorry, that's the one.
Right.
Losing my terminology, but yeah, greater. That's
Yeah.
the next one up.
I think we should clear that shelf, lads.
How much?
He's like, well, if you wanting them all, let's see, do you have 300 gold?
I think
I lean
Well,
right over the counter
yeah.
and get right in his face and go, look, we've been sent here by your president. Your country is under
he's got
threat.
papers.
Yeah, and I'm going to pull out the psychic paper and just wave it in front of his face. Your Madam President has sent us on a mission. You are being invaded by Hatheria. There isn't
You
a lot of
personally.
people willing to stand in front of them, but we are. Now, this bullshit that you call a magic shop is unacceptable. Either you give us a decent price on those potions, or I'm going to burn this fucking place to the ground.
Make a I would say it wouldn't be a persuasion.
Intimidation.
Intimidation, yeah, without a doubt.
At
I'll
such
lean in and
points,
just go
Cadell
what he said
walks up
and
behind
give him
him
map
and
plus
just
4.
stands up behind him and looks at the guy like,
That's
"Hey,
a
good choice here, mate."
dirty 19.
That was my plus 4.
Oh no, sorry, then that's the dirty
23.
23.
Right.
Yeah.
So in. Yeah, well, there's an invasion in my shop right now. I need to make a living. There's no need to. Look. You're after some good materials, yes? I also have this. He leaves behind the counter, leaves up an actual like an amulet that he puts that he picks up, and he was like, this give you lots of health. Yes, lots of health. It makes you always nice and healthy. It's good, but it's a little pricey. I'm sorry, I can't shift on the price on that. But if you want the potions, then the potions are. We can do $250.
And how much for the amulet?
Oh, that's 1,500.
Grom,
What's
can you
the amulet do?
Grom,
Make
can you
you're real
detect
healthy.
magic on this
Yeah?
amulet?
Yeah. I mean, I can check it out, but it's going to take a while. I don't know if our friend is happy for me to sit in the shop floor and get the chalk out.
1,500. I've got 684.
I can throw.
I think
money
Hector's the
at-
one that's loaded, is he not?
I've got
We've all got-
1200.
Yeah, I've got at least that.
I've got just under 600.
I've got 250 platinum on me.
Oh, you're fucking... Alright, Grom's the loaded
What
one.
the fuck? What
I don't
the
know why I've got, unless that's always been in my inventory.
Why have you got that much
We got
platinum?
a lot of platinum a long time ago, and it has always been in my inventory. It was lost and it was found again after we got caught in prison.
Grom,
I
buy
imagine
fucking
it's what-
everything, lad.
I imagine it's what we got paid by Leeton.
Possibly.
Oh, is that not 50 apiece? Is that not? Well,
I
I've
don't know
got
if we
50
ever
platinum.
divvied it. Well, if you've got 50, then I should have less. Has everyone else not taken their 50 platinum?
I haven't got 50
No.
platinum, no.
No, I've only got my 600.
There we are. So for over a year now, I have been walking around with a phantom 250 platinum in my inventory. Let me knock 200 of that off.
And
And
Yeah,
give
we've
everyone
all
else
had-
give yourself. Everyone
We've all
else
had
give yourself
50
50. So that's better. Now I've got about 1200.
Right, so I've got now...
Thunder wouldn't have
50
at that
platinum.
point, so
Yeah.
What's 50
And-
platinum? What, is it
50
one
platinum is a
500
lot.
500 gold.
Like, yeah.
It's 500 gold.
Yeah, each platinum's worth 10.
Yeah.
Right, okay.
So, let's take his entire inventory. We
Well,
can all go in on it.
So what, 1500 for the amulet and 250.
for potions.
What's that,
So we need
1750?
1750 between 5. Yeah.
Of course. 1750 all divided by 5.
350.
Oh, and you're the accountant, lad. Come on.
350.
I was really confident about that. Don't ignore when I seem so quizzical about saying 350.
Alright, so if we all sacrifice 350 gold, then let's clear out his entire
Yeah.
inventory and have the amulet.
Okay.
Sweet.
There we go.
So,
We'll afford that.
gold minus 350.
He starts bundling it up in like a bit of thin paper. It's like tissue. Just bundling it all up in and making it look nice. And then for each health potion, he puts in like a random crystal. Just as a...
I thought you were going to say a bag of
Making mixed
Haribo.
crystals.
What,
One of those little bags of Haribo that you always get when
out of
you get a
interest,
delivery.
it was free greater, free regular.
Yes.
Alright, so me, Cadell, and who else is a frontliner? Let's figure this out now. Just
I mean, I'm more of a frontliner than the other two fighters, but
me, Cadell, Grom will take the greater, everybody else take the lesser hidden potion.
Okay, so...
A lesser.
What do we do?
Just spread it out a bit.
Alright,
Yeah.
so inventory greater.
Potion hidden. Yeah. I
Why
think
is that not come up?
I already had one in my inventory, so puts me in 2.
Can't seem to find.
And Grom will identify the amulet, I guess.
I will do the
In the shop.
identification of the amulet. No, once we've left the person and to thank them very much for helping their nation and for dealing fairly with future heroes of Alzidora.
Okay.
No, wait a minute. It's not great. It's superior, isn't it?
No,
No, it's greater.
not superior,
Greater.
No, sorry, potion of healing
We've
greater.
done
yes,
bloody
correct.
well to get one superior for 250.
Right, so add one greater potion of healing to my back.
Yeah.
Thunder, as we're going out to say, is just out of interest. Thunder's mum family is based in this capital, isn't it?
I just
Yeah.
got a screen that says,
Yeah.
"Whoops, we rolled a 1 on your check. We're heading into town."
It's fine.
to
It's
practice for her."
just
F5
D&D.
it. Yeah.
So Thunder will be like, as we step out the talisman, say, I would like to, before we head to the commander, I'd like to check in on. I'd like to go see my mother. She's here. I've
That
not
makes
seen her in
sense,
a long
aye.
time.
No, you should go see her. And tell her to get out of town.
Permitted with you, with all of you.
Yeah.
She'll make a nice meal. She'll
Well, I mean,
cook a good meal for you.
who are we to complain about that?
And she is this way. I know. And Thunder will lead the way to his
Cool.
mother.
Yeah.
Has everyone added the potions?
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you gonna? Sorry, I was busy trying to add. Is Grom going to identify the amulet?
Yes.
When we get to his mum's, yes.
Yeah,
when
yeah.
we get there.
So, for a matter of to speed things along a little, you will be able to recognise it as an amulet of health.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ooh. I feel like I know.
Wondrous.
Is that the
Right,
one that-
Makes your Constitution
Your
19.
Constitution score is
basically.
19. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Grom, that
Wow.
have they found out what that amulet does?
All right. Yeah. So this makes you more hale and healthy. She mentioned health, but basically it's more your overall, constitution, for want of a better word. It makes it like that of a really, really tough person.
Well, being
So-
the tank of the group.
That's very
Maybe I should use that amulet.
What's yours at a minute?
My constitution is currently 16.
Oh, okay.
But you can figure out who's going to take it off screen.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
decide who's to do.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I
onwards to
mean-
Thunder's mother.
Thunder can guide you easily over to his homestead, his mother's home, and he gets there, and it's a little out of the centre in a very modest village. And he gets to an area where they've got lovely lawn, a bit of grass in front of each section of, and he gets to his house. He's like, "This is it," and there's like some you can see there's a figure crouched down doing some gardening in the front yard, and she stands up and goes, "Thrund! Ah, my darling boy, come here, I'll give your mother a big kiss."
Lovely. And he'll run over, yeah.
Yeah, and you can see instantly she just completely smothers him, gives him lots of kisses, and he instantly has red lipstick marks on his cheeks. And he's like, "Oh, my darling boy, are these your friends? You've made friends! Ah!"
These are my friends, mother.
Welcome, our friends of Thrund, friends of Abbas.
Adele, Helena, Hector, these, my mother.
Oh, hello. Oh,
Pleasure to meet you,
everybody,
man.
please come in. Oh, that Cadell is nice, big, strong, eh? You wouldn't like him, eh?
He's a strong man, yeah. He keeps me safe, as well as this shit man. He's, he's a funny guy.
Oh, well, come in.
Mr. Meridian, he's my fella, and Grom, he may look small, but he's powerful. And Helena, she's slight, but she's good too. These
Come
are,
in.
my, these are my
And-
good friends.
Hello, my good lady.
I'll come get
grab
some
a hand
drinks.
and,
Yeah, please. Sorry, I was not expecting guests. So yeah, she goes away. She brings out some small glasses of what is effectively moonshine.
Uzo.
Yeah,
I was going to say
it's
Uzo
like
was what I was thinking. Yeah.
yeah.
Hang on.
And
Hello, Thunder's mother. Hello, Thunder's mother. I grab a hand
yeah,
and I
and she
kiss on the
raises
hand.
a glass with you all, and she utters a toast in they said abyssal again, wrong one.
Eternal.
Infernal. Why I keep muddling those up in my brain, I don't know. In Infernal, and Grom knows that it's both a welcome and a safe travels to travellers, basically. And she raises a glass, says her toast to you all, and then just downs the drink, and yeah, it's like, welcome you all, and then she's basically very welcoming, and basically wanting you to sit down and stay, tell her stories. She wants to know everything about where a little boy's been. You can just tell that he is such a mother's boy that Yeah, that she absolutely dotes on him completely. Yeah, and she starts bringing out snacks, and just between every snack, she wants a story, and as soon as the story's finished, she'll get another drink, and then she wants another story. It's like, oh yeah, tell me more, tell me about your journey over, what's Hatheria like, and he purposefully keeps out all the captured and tortured.
We pretend like Thunder. We regale her of our stories to the tomb and pretend like Thunder was there with us in the stories. He was there when we freed him from the slaves and freed the slaves, and he was there when we got to the tomb and things. And
I'm just going to interrupt and go,
he's been there the whole journey with us.
Mrs. Thunder, do you have a rest room somewhere I can wash up?
Of course. How rude of me, I'm sorry. Yeah, she gestures you to inside, and like through to it's a very humble abode, but yeah, there's a place where you can relieve yourself.
Find a bowl of water and just give yourself a
you can do that easily enough. Yeah. At this point, it's more dirt than blood and anything else. You've been travelling for days. Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, just like freshen yourself up.
And balls,
Yeah.
And your hands again.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you spend hours chatting, talking, going over your stories, and it's getting towards late afternoon, where you then hear a large explosion in the distance.
Ah, shit.
Wasted too much time.
I was about to talk to Grom about this amulet that he's just got.
We can say whoever you decide is going to get it, we can say you could have attuned to it during all of this conversation. You can just decide who gets it off screen, that's fine.
What direction is the explosion?
It's towards back into the centre.
Ah, damn it.
Well, Mr. Spunder, I think that's our call to leave.
Yeah, that is our cue to move on.
And she's clearly then just very worried to the fact that you're running towards what is obviously danger, and it's like, oh my boy, we be going travelling again. Oh, of course. Well, here, take this. And she starts bringing him out like a scarf, a woolly hat, and
mumsy things to do.
Yeah, she's just incredibly mumsy.
And just put a hand on her arm and just say, Mrs. Thunder, thank you very much for raising your lad, but right now, if you friends, go get them, head north out of the city. Just for a short time.
I'm gonna grab Thunder by the shoulders and just say, look, if your family don't have anyone to protect you, then stay. We've got this. If you need to be with them, be with them. You know what we need to do, but please don't feel obliged to follow us.
Are you just saying that secretly to Thunder, or?
Yeah, I don't want people thinking I care.
Meridian, we know you care.
That Thunder knows that they have extended family out of the city. That they've got places they can go to stay if she needs to go and leave and stay somewhere, she's got places they can go with. That's where she's not a stranger. So she'd be able to. She's made those trips regularly herself before. It's entirely up to Thunder whether he feels it necessary to stay or not.
Right, fair enough. That said, I'm going to ignite my hands, and I'm going to cast Polymorph on Hector and turn into a giant eagle. Going to jump on him like a surfboard, and I'm going to say, "Fucking fly."
And we'll end it there for the evening. So,
Goodbye.
With
Yeah.
the scouting party, right? I shall mark off
Polymorph.
a polymorph.
Wonderful. Thank you very much for
Yeah.
sticking with us. And catch us next time as to what is going on in Kitor. Yeah,
about
and
to go
so
down is the
hopefully
city.
in a few weeks, maybe.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's we try and do this every other week, but we'll see. Or hopefully have next time everyone's available to be here, because obviously it's epic and exciting.
Yeah,
Hopefully have everybody here
We've got
together.
we have to have the full crew. We have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, for this one.
This is like major main storyline shit.
Yeah. So give us like, subscribe, keep up to date with everything we're doing, not just D&D, lots
Well, in
of
fact, you're up
magic,
to-
lots of
you're up to
tabletop
700
games.
subscribers.
We are.
Yeah,
That was
700
great
subs.
news. 700 subs. Thank you very much.
Good.
So every bit of support, even every like you give, is a massive help, and thank you very much for doing so. And